Shalom, Wazoo says speaking. Give me 1 second, I have to take a tinkle. Okay, I'm ready now. Salam, shalom, Wazoo says speaking. Hopefully everyone's well. Now that thumbnail, peace and wisdom, Orlando Lawrence. What's going on with you, man? Everything been alright? I know you was having little issues last time, and let me know if I'm clear if you don't mind. Now, like I was saying, the image that's in the thumbnail, that was something I was discussing with my members yesterday. And I wanted to discuss it with you guys. Okay, you said I'm crystal clear. Okay, you got everything together. That's a good thing. Stay balanced and, keep your frequency together. Now, like I was saying, the thumbnail that you see, this is something I was discussing with my members only, section of YouTube. But I'm not sure if I want to take on the burden. But I'm gonna get to a little bit of what we were speaking about. But it could become a burden. I want to say this to those of y'all that's young. When you're young, you subconsciously view being grown as like responsibility or responsible. I suppose our parents may say things like that to us if we have siblings. And of course we're tested on, how responsible we can be when we're younger. It's kind of viewed like if you can be responsible, then you're grown. Now the point I'm making is we go through our childhood, with that perspective in mind somewhat, meaning we seek out things to be responsible for. Maybe you young, you want a dog, a turtle, or maybe you get some chores, maybe you get a summer job. But this is all like expressions of your showing like I can be responsible, I'm grown. And this kind of carries over into our adulthood, meaning we don't keep that same mindset. At some point you view yourself as grown, but we take on more responsibility than we need to, meaning we kind of get stuck in that flow, never realizing it. In that, most adults have many responsibilities, more responsibilities than they can truly uphold. But it's like I said, it kind of comes from that. And so if you're young, your being grown is kind of dependent on your being able to be responsible and handle responsibility. But to those of y'all that are grown already, meaning when you deep in your 30s, 40s, 50s, it's truly the reverse for you. When you truly become grown, You understand responsibility and the point of avoiding it, or avoiding all responsibilities that are not necessity. Like I said, we have many frivolous responsibilities. I'm not talking about like children and things. I'm talking about we have many responsibilities, monthly ones. Phone bill responsibility, rent, light, gas, so on and so forth. Some of y'all have a tab at the club. You get it? It could never end. Meaning, some of y'all take other people's problems onto yourselves. You feel kind of grown or responsible. And so I'm saying, as you truly grow and reach the pinnacles of grown and responsible, you kind of understand that. In that, you don't take on responsibility unless you can handle it. It's about your being free, from things to like tie you down. This can be jobs, businesses, all types of things. You want to get to a place where, you get my point? You take on this responsibility that matters, and like I said, watch how much things you become responsible for, because that's your life. Now, can I get some thumbs up? Y'all all right today? When y'all come to my channel, make sure y'all are working on y'all morals. That's the main thing. Y'all entertain a lot of things in life. This thing, that thing. And then y'all carry the baggage from these things from place to place. You get my point? So maybe you've been entertaining the Trump nonsense, and you hate you some Trump. And then you get my point? And people that have nothing to do with that. So they may get astray here or there throughout the day. In that, be mindful of the things y'all lend y'all attention to. Pay attention to if it disturbs, your internal peace. But before you go to judging things, make sure you're good inside, because you're going to resonate with whatever whatever you are inside. In that, if you're chaotic inside, you're going to resonate with chaos. And I suppose you're going to view peace as a disturbance to you. The same way, if you're angry, somebody's laughing could start to annoy you. It's all an opposite thing, but the balance is right there in the middle. Find your place there, and you get my point. Make things work from there. Orlando, if you're still in here, let me know if if my connection is well and all of that. I want to get into this, briefly get into the title. Like I said, I'm not sure. Now, the thumbnail you see, this was something I was discussing with the members of this channel yesterday. Like I was saying, I'm not sure if I want to take on that burden. But I was thinking about starting a sanctuary to, teach. Of course, y'all can always get my RDF book. It kind of has a lot of it in there, but starting a sanctuary to kind of teach people everything they would need to know to start like a little off-grid living space or small village. Now, if you knew, I'm gonna let this plane pass. Peace and wisdom, Sir Jones. Like I was saying, of course, if you new here, I'm the guy that the whole land buying frenzy or trend started with. In 2016, I did a lecture called A Solution, where I was explaining, how the system works, kind of like a debt system, a domestication center of humans. And I was explaining how, we live in a system where the debt never ends, meaning every month you're going to have the same debt until you die, and it's never going to end. We speaking about if you live in the cities, the Babylons. It doesn't matter if you have a mortgage, rent, any of that, because you're going to be paying it until you die. You get my point? The mortgages be 30 to 60 years. And now we tied into a debt system that keep us in debt, with these monthly expenses, as well as the other ones that kind of come in whenever they do. In that, most people don't have no life, or they don't have a fair shot to have one, to do the things they like and just, get to enjoy life while they're here instead of kind of work it away, which is, how the system kind of works. And of course, you have examples of all the people that been here before you that may have passed on. That's more than likely their reality. You can even use the stars, Michael Jackson, whoever, and work their life away. As some died on stage. Some fainted on stage, you feel me? They will gonna work you till you die. Now, let's say you're old, maybe, and you've already, kind of worked yourself into old age. Your life doesn't end until it ends, but you get my point? It's still good for you to know and anybody to know. And so, like I said, the 2016 lecture I did, that's kind of what sparked the land buying frenzy. And you get it, people talking about growing food on land. I was speaking of those things in that lecture, because, they give us the fake food and all of that. But I was a little ahead of the curve then, meaning this was before COVID. And like I said, this was a little ahead of the curve. I'm a little ahead of my time. So in 2016, I'm explaining this. I'm knowing it's going to get bad soon, but get it? COVID came, 3 years or so after that. In that, y'all been kind of living, and I'm sure y'all kind of see like a lot of the things I was saying then that went over y'all head, kind of living it out now in regards to the city, the Babylon. It's not dependable. We can truly only depend on nature and, keep up with that. That's where we get our food, all our sustenance, and, all the resources we need to build and do whatever it is that we need to do to sustain ourselves. And so, like I said, I was speaking in my members section about starting a little sanctuary that teaches, like, everything you need to know in regards to starting a little living space for yourself outside of Babylon. Other than that, y'all gonna be working yourselves till y'all die because it's a debt system. So whatever you do, debt's gonna be attached to it. In that, you get my point. This is how the Babylon keeps the citizens working. So let's say before you even make any money, man, you're 16 years old. You got rent like gas, rent, and all of these things waiting on you. Like that. Like, you gonna graduate into adulthood with that. And you get my point? From there, you gonna be locked in, you gonna be stressing out. And this is when you going, start hitting that bottle. Your life going stop playing. But that's how it happens. If you drink, I'm just playing. Relax, please. No one get, hostile. But if you young, this is how, that's how that all happens. If you wonder, like, how did the guy that live in front of the liquor store, how'd he end up there? It all started when he was 16 and got his first piece of Poom Poom 99, right? Then the girl got, let me stop. Let me stop telling some of y'all whole life. Then the girl got pregnant and he was forced to he was forced to have that debt and working from there, you feel me? Friday. How many of y'all that is right now? I'm starting to realize a lot of dudes be having babies really young. We be focusing on the women, but some of y'all had babies at 16 years old and stuff like that. I started young, but I can't even say it's young. I was 20, so I don't know if 20 young or not. Me and my daughter, we 20 years apart. But I guess that's young in my day. That might be old in the daytimes. Where y'all say, like, nah, you started late. 20 years old, blood. Well, you was old already, about to die. But some of y'all started quite young. And, that was just a little joke, but that give you a perspective of what I mean. You live in a system. You kind of live in a debt cycle. And you going to be ambushed with that debt until you die. I mean, you going to y'all going to watch online, get all the financial advice, all this credit hack, that credit hack, keyword credit. That's debt. And what they don't teach you in the system is that debt is poverty. There is no poverty, meaning poverty is poor, but it's only caused by debt. Look at it like this. You got the number 0, then you got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to a billion. 0 mean you ain't got nothing, and a billion mean you got a bunch. But once you get debt or credit, it puts you in the opposite direction. A negative 1 billion. Get it? Negative 500,000. You get my point? That's what poverty is, when you in the negative. But the way Babylon works, it doesn't make it appear that way. So let's say you in a house, you can't afford it, but you could take out the mortgage, or you could get it on credit. You don't look at it like, damn, I'm negative whatever the house costs, and now I am in poverty, or I am forced to be a slave for the next 30 to 60 years, however long my mortgage lasts. And I can't miss a day of work, because if I do, and do you get my point? However you cut it in Babylon, it's a debt thing. Somehow they try to get you tied into debt. Well, like I said, we all kind of born into adulthood in it. But they even want you to be indebted with your life, in terms of, like, if they can get you in jail, they can lock you up and put you in that kind of debt, where now you in debt to your time. It's just a deep thing, But Babylon don't teach those things, like avoid getting into debt, because once you get into debt, You won't get out. It's like I said in the past, when they first started building the first cities or the first Babylons, they viewed them things as prisons because once you went inside of them, you ain't never come out. I'll say that again. In the past, when they first started building Babylons, this is cities, they, the indigenous people that ran the forests and stuff like that, they viewed them as prisons, which is that's what they are. Remember, the early Babylons all had walls. So if you wanted to go into the city, you had to get through the walls some kind of way, or somebody had to let you through. And they viewed them as prisons because once somebody went into the city, you ain't never see them again. Meaning once you come into the city, you can't find your way out. Now, a lot of y'all was born in the city, so maybe it's going over your head a little bit. But if I ask most of y'all, how you get out of it? Like, y'all know how to go to another city. Y'all know how to go to the outskirts of y'all own city. But y'all don't know how to escape the cities. You follow? How many of y'all truly do? Meaning if I say like, take us outside of any city, yeah, most of y'all be stuck there where you like, okay, I could take you to the far outskirts of any city, but to truly escape the whole city system, like that. Meaning when you born into a Babylon, most of y'all think like maps. So you look at the maps, it has all these states and countries all over the place. It doesn't have any map for the forest lands of the earth. In that, y'all view it like there's more cities and countries than there's forest land. So let's say you live in New York, Atlanta, wherever. This is your mindset. Meaning if I told you Atlanta is truly like 75% forest lands that y'all ain't never even seen to touched, and y'all just ping-ponging amongst the cities of, Georgia, not Atlanta, but Georgia. Same in New York. Let's say there's forest. It's 75% forest. But all y'all know is the city portions. Meaning you live in New York State. You know the grid system. Meaning you know the highway system. But in regards to the off-road system, that part, you can't know that because there's no roads. There's no signs. In that, you get my point? But I'm just making a point. Once you come into the city, it become a maze. Like what I just said, if you think on it, most of y'all, you'll come to realize, I don't know how to actually leave completely out of the city system where I'm like really in no man's land that nobody knows about. That's in cities. Like I said, there's more places that y'all don't know about than that y'all do. The maps make the continents look like they're just full of countries. But the continents are full of forest lands and the countries are built out of the forest lands. So think South America. You have like, what is that place called? Brazil. And all the other countries that's built over in the South America. And then you have the Amazon rainforest. They don't tell you before Brazil and all them countries was built, that whole continent would have basically been the Amazon rainforest. And those countries was built out of it. And you get my point? What we know as the Amazon rainforest is just what's left as of now. But of course, y'all know they over there right now building a bunch of new cities that y'all grandkids are gonna know about. Maybe not y'all, but maybe y'all great-great-grandkids. They be going to these places over in South America that never was. And so you get my point. North America was like that, any place you could think of. The whole continent was like a rainforest. And over the centuries, they build these cities or countries in the place. But it's still mostly rainforest left. We're just not allowed off the city's grid, so to say. When I say the city's grid, you can go from one state to another state on the highway. But if I tell most of you guys, take me from just New York to New Jersey, but don't use any grid, like no highway, no tunnel system, nothing that has to do with the city. Just take me from, New York to New Jersey, but an off grid path. Most of y'all be stuck and say, I don't know. How would that work? Like I said, most people, well, y'all view New York City as just the places y'all know. And it ain't no maps of the forest. You get my point? Same in Jersey. And so it's like I said, in the past they viewed them as prisons. That's truly what they are. Of course you got prisons inside of them, but they're prisons themselves. So we live like in a prison, like a prison with many prisons in its system. Traps, binds, so to say. We basically live in, this prison made of many prisons. And everybody's in the lottery for whatever they're in the lottery for. So some of y'all are in the lottery to go to jail. There are 20 niggas hanging on the corner. 2 of them gonna get to go today. And you get and next week 3 more y'all gonna get to go. Everybody gonna win the lottery whenever they do. And maybe you don't. It's the same with if you're trying to be a rapper. There's a million people trying to be a rapper right now, and you're in the lottery. And a small few of y'all gonna win. The rest of y'all gonna lose. Just like the lottery work every day. Millions play it, 1 wins, the rest lose. And the focus is on the 1 winner, not all the losers. Meaning if you play the lotto, your focus is on winning and whoever won. And why couldn't it be you? And maybe next time. Your mind doesn't view it like, damn, we all lost and only 1 person won. This is stupid as hell. This is a dumb game to play. I ain't got no odds of truly ever winning more than I lose. If millions lose every day and only 1 win, what kind of odds is those? But you get it? It's all a perspective. It's all a mindset. A focus get put on the winner. In that, you get my point? We all help to keep the losing game going by entertaining the fact that everybody's gonna lose and the small few are gonna win to keep the game going. It's the same at the casino. It's truly rigged, but ever so often they let somebody win just to keep, those that been playing. They say, damn, I was on that machine, I should have hit. Then they go back to it and lose more. They go right back to it and lose more. It's all psychology, meaning there's layers to a Babylon. The mental aspects or the psychological aspects. We speaking of the cities and the games that they play on the citizens to kind of keep them in the grid. It's like I said before, in the past, before they built the grid cities of America. When I say grid cities, I mean like, the roads. But the grid line or the grid system that they used, man, they got that from trapping mices in mazes. Scientists used to do those experiments back in the day. And those experiments had to do with the city grid systems, like to see how people become bound to their pattern. So what they would do is like let the mice run in the maze. The mice will run in the maze, get trapped all in the maze, but they spend all their time trying to get out of it. And they do. And then they avoid the maze. Then the scientists start putting the mice in the maze, and they notice like the mice learn their way, like they remember the way out, so they keep running out. They won't stay inside of it. But then what the scientists do is put the mice back in the maze and add food. Then they noticed the mice didn't leave the maze. They noticed the mice stayed there by the food. Of course, other mice came. They noticed the mice start taking the food and hiding it in different places in the maze. So at first the mice leave in the maze, you can't keep them in there. Then they added food to the maze and the mice didn't leave the maze. They start playing little hiding the food games with each other in the maze. Some of them would take the food and leave the maze, but then come back after they ate it for the food. The overall end was the mice never left the maze. They just kept staying in there waiting for the food, moving the food around. Every time the food come, they all take their portions and start hiding it from each other. And you get my point? But they noticed the mice would never leave the maze. In fact, they said it appears as if the mice don't even remember like that there was a outside of the maze. They lost in that food game. So they never even try to leave it. If they take the mice out the maze, the mice go back to it. Basically, the maze, with the food added to it, it make the mice stay in the maze and forget about outside of it. And that experiment had to do with like the city grid system. They build the city grid system and then y'all become bound to the pattern. You follow? Everybody stay on a block for the most part. Maybe you stray a few blocks over, but you get my point. The further you go away from your block, well, the more unstable or, uncomfortable you get. Always seeking to return back. This is why if you fast forward to today times and you tell most people, let's just abandon the city and leave, then they mind gonna go into, you get it? A whole frenzy of thoughts of why it ain't a good idea, and then they just stay put. And so it's a deep thing. Peace and wisdom, D. Spicy, my boy. Said, I got a lot of love for you, Solace, more than you think. I don't. I'm scared. That's OD, right? Hold on, blood. I'm scared. What, huh? Excuse me? What you said, man? Said, I am not raising my voice, brother. What you mean when you said that? Because I'm concerned. Type of nigga jump out the alley at night, massaging my shoulders. My Solace, I love. Whoa, get off me, blood. I don't, you feel me? I don't want them kind of problems. You don't be sticking carrots in your ass fat side first, do you? Nah. I'm just playing. Putting carrots in his booty, the fat side. Y'all know how carrots are, man. Oh my God. Got to chill, man. Making me nervous, man. Please stop. I am too old to be, wondering if I'm gonna get raped or some shit like that. You feel me? That nigga want to take it. You sound like you want to steal it, bro. You sound like the females I be dealing with. I told you I be like, they be grabbing my clothes off. I be like, you just gonna take it? Chicks don't care because they don't feel like it's rape if it's a dude. So they like, nigga, yes, I'm taking it. I'm serious. They think I'm playing. They just ripping my pants off, zipping my shit down. Like, you just gonna take it? Like, for real? And with a straight face looking me dead in the eyes, they say, yeah, yes, nigga, shut up. Y'all know how females are. They want what they want. So, I've been getting molested. I've been getting molested for quite a while. I ain't really complaining, but I'm just putting it out there. Like, technically, I've been raped by many women, and I said no. That don't mean nothing to no female. Some of y'all think this is a joke, man. Try this on your own. Meaning, tell a female no at the moment of sex and watch what happens. She gonna take it, like seriously. She gonna take it. She gonna pretty much act like you didn't say anything. That's how I realized, like, men and women is the same. Like, it's all who wrong in the act. That's lying like they ain't, fucked up. A dude will rape you, a female will rape you, but whoever get caught, you feel me? It's deep. We try to act like it's different, like no, men is different than women and vice versa. Nah, blood. You can't be serious. You cannot be serious. And so, just watch, he said, I play too much. Nah, you playing too much. Men don't tell each other they love each other. They be like, my boy. They say anything except, like, that shit's strange for a nigga to tell you that. I mean, you might tell your boy, I love you, my bro, or something like that. But to, like, look a dude in the eyes on serious time, like, yo, I love you more than you think. You get nervous. You get a little nervous where you like, hold on. High five. You try to make sure he's still a dude. High five, nigga. Kid and play dance, nigga. You know? This nigga want a duddy wine on you. You like, nah, something. Hold on, man. Something ain't right. Love want to wine on me. Talking about, I love you more than you think. I ain't thinking about it. He said women be wanting to take it. That's the truth. You see, the females is quiet. They know that's the truth. They rip my shirt off. I'm like, oh shit, you're a little desperate, huh? That wine got you, huh? Just start grabbing at my belt. I'm like, hold on, love. You feel me? You just going, you feel me? Next thing you know, she got her hands around my throat, me pinned to the wall, talking about, little nigga, shut up. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, hold on. You just gonna take it. With the sad face. You just gonna take it. And, look me dead in the eyes. Yeah. No remorse. Just look me dead in the eyes. Yeah. I'm gonna take it. Brace yourself, young man. You feel me? After that, I'll be ravaged, my boy. Like I said, I'm not truly complaining, but rape is rape. You feel me? Said before I knew I had two women be taken before 2 kids. You from the new generation, so you get it. Y'all be smoking stuff nobody even know what that is. That been in life already. And then you feel me? Y'all be wearing winter coats in the summertime. Canada gooses. These youngins be having on a whole Canada goose in the... I know y'all all seen this before. I don't care what city you live in. You've seen something strange of this nature. Where you like, why Blood got on a whole trench coat and it's 93? Why isn't he sweating either? Like... And so you feel... You feel me? Y'all be smoking stuff nobody ever heard of before. It's completely new. And it never been around ever. And you get it? Y'all will have on a whole hoodie, winter coat, 98 degrees, and be huddled up with a dope fiend looking chick that got on the same attire. Where you like, how they both got on the whole? Where did they even get winter coats from? Y'all even get coats from? I don't know what this younger generation is smoking, but it is throwing y'all off, like, on a real serious level, no jokes. Like, Over my 10 years of teaching, there's a few younger people that I've seen over the years that was completely normal. And then I don't know what y'all smoke, but then at some point you see them talking to themselves and doing all kind of strange shit. I thought it was K2, but nah, it's something else. He said, stop calling me out. I'm anemic. Oh, that's why y'all be using these drugs y'all use? Got excuses. No, Solace, I got AIDS. I have to smoke crack. That shit don't have nothing to do with crack and AIDS. Crack ain't the cure for AIDS. What do you mean? But that's how this young generation is. He's schooling you on things that's completely dumb. This generation will tell you they practicing semen retention and forget to tell you they don't never get no ass even when they not on he get no buns even when he ain't on retention, but he gonna leave that part out and tell you like I be doing semen retention and I'm really good at it. Yeah, by default. You feel me? If you wasn't getting no ass before, you get my money. Y'all don't get my money. If you wasn't getting laid before, what does it matter to say like I'm celibate or doing semen retention? You doing that regardless. It ain't, you feel me? It wouldn't matter. Yo, D, you wildin'. Said, can I reassure you, Solace, I don't smoke anything. I'm completely healthy. Yeah, I hear you. When I was growing up, they had haze, hydro, and of course, you know, all the weed that got like 6% THC. When I was growing up, the weed was 6% THC, okay? If you young, you see how y'all buy y'all weed and then y'all look at like what this THC percentage is? Yeah, we didn't have that. Weed grew and the THC proportions was always small. In the daytimes, they make y'all weed in the lab, so to say. So they raised the THC, which is like the psychedelic aspect of marijuana. And that when y'all smoking y'all weed, it's different than what the older people are smoking. They're smoking like, that's the best way I could tell you. They're smoking weed that has very little THC. And they probably just smoke it because they like the taste for the most part. Like people that smoke cigars, they smoking it for the taste, not necessarily for a whole psychedelic high. In the daytimes, y'all smoking weed that's 30, 40, 50, 60% THC. That's like the equivalent of y'all smoking like a straight psychedelic. And that, you get it? It's kind of throwing y'all off, but this is the only weed that y'all know, so that's where it get tricky. Like, it's not like y'all was here before to know the difference to say, oh yeah, they OD'ing. Y'all have no measure in that. You figure 20 years from now, y'all kids gonna be smoking just THC only. They gonna be thrown off. So I smoke marijuana ever so often. No different than the young. Some of y'all mom, well, I don't know. You talking about old schoolers. The person could be old, but they might not be an old schooler. But you get my point? My mind always clear, my voice always clear, and you get my point. I always know what I'm talking about. I'm always, fully self-aware. I'm even aware of some of y'all's minds, where you probably like, oh, this nigga rambling on past the topic. It's live, relax. But you get my point? We're alert and coherent. And y'all not so much. Y'all be slurry and it's just a deep thing. You have to become aware. But If you young, I would say like just find some old sour diesel or something. You get my point? Said I definitely have tripped out off some top shelf before where I felt too high from it. Yeah, y'all gotta be careful. I know what I'm talking about because you know me. I copped $100 blunt one day. Call myself big ball, and that joint was Sun Rocks. 80% THC. Nigga, I hit that shit twice. And when I had woke up, I said, nigga, why am I high? Keyword, I hit it twice, and I can't tell you what happened after that, because when I had woke up, I said, nigga. He told me this was worth it, but I didn't know he was telling the truth. That blunt lasted me a whole month. A whole month. You hit it twice, and you feel me? Like they say, one and done. Hit that one time and be done. Like, oh shit. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get my point? I said, oh, this is. If you a marijuana smoking, you my age, weed never got you high. Like I said, you just smoked for like the taste. Like Dro got a different taste than Haze. It's just a taste thing, but as regards to you, you don't feel no different. You feel regular. That wasn't like that. Meaning when I smoke that Sun Rocks, I'm like, oh no. I am high. I didn't faint enough and I was I didn't faint or anything, but I seen the difference. I'm like, oh, I'm high, like, oh shit. Not like psychedelic high, but you get it? Like, oh, my eyes are really low and oh man. And so from that I know like, oh, whatever they be smoking. Oh my God. Y'all be smoking like oil and stuff. Most of that stuff just THC. It ain't even no flower in it. In that, you get my point? That's what I mean when I say the stuff y'all be smoking. It's not even weed flower. It's oil and other stuff. And that, it's crazy. Why you erased it, Henry? You said, why do you smoke for just taste? And I ain't catch the rest. It's like I said, you have people that smoke cigars now. You smoke the cigar for the taste. It has a taste. It's the same with exotic weed in my day. Exotic weed being like purple haze and hydro. You had tabla, that's pellet, and that's about it. Then you know sour diesel. They might have came after that a little bit. Then from there, like it start going into y'all times where Pineapple Express and a whole bunch of weird stuff start popping up all the way till you get to now. But when I was growing up, it was for the most part just Arizona, or what y'all would call mid, and you know Haze and Dro. Them three and whatever other renditions of it they might have had, like pellet and this or that, but just them three. And it's just a taste thing, like it got a nice taste, like how people smoke gyrums, them like brown cigarettes. They smoking it because it got a taste, like a sweet taste. Not to me, it's disgusting, but to whoever like gyrum, you get it? It got like a taste. And that's pretty much what smoking always been for. The same way y'all vape, y'all doing it for the taste. It's not about like you losing your mind or something. That's not the intention. In the daytimes, y'all actually smoking to get like high out y'all mind. It's quite interesting. And so if you young, keep these things in mind and you get my point. Just be as sober as you can. That's the best thing I would tell most of y'all. Y'all have more extreme things, and if y'all have children, let them know how things get more and more extreme, every decade or so. Higher Perspective said, "Do you like grapple weed?" Yeah, that's what these young dudes do in the daytime. They get like grapple or whatever that is. I ain't even sure. Like I said, I'm a little older, so if you my age, remember when we used to like smoke our haze and dro and we'd see like the elders and they be smoking their little white joints and we like, why are they wasting their time with what is that gonna do? Like, I'm like that to y'all. Y'all smoke like Zaza and all that stuff that I just don't like. It's too fake. Like, it's all like the texture of it is too weird, like spongy, and it's strange. It's not like weed. But like I said, y'all don't have nothing. Y'all not from before, so y'all can't compare it to anything. It's just regular weed to y'all, but it's not. It's quite strange. But yeah, I don't do nothing that the youngsters do. I'm old. But grappa or whatever they call it, it's like that. Yeah, they do that up here. They like they roll weed in like a leaf, and they mix like tobacco, crushed up tobacco inside the weed. But this come back from the Jamaicans back in the '90s. They used to do that with a cigarette. Like they would like take the tobacco out the cigarette and kind of throw it in the weed. Some rosters that just smoke their weed and then smoke a cigarette right after, and you get it for the tobacco. Maybe he don't feel like mixing it like that. And now they're young, they do it how they do it. But that's like some youngster stuff and some Jamaican stuff. Me, if you were weed smoker, then you get my point. You wouldn't label me like if you don't smoke weed, then Solace smoke weed. If you were weed smoking, and you'd be like, that nigga don't. You get it? That nigga be playing like he ain't. He smoke. He know what the real smoke and all that is, but he ain't. He can't hang or nothing like that. Like he like to smoke his own little blunt. He be clipping that shit, and you get it. He can't hang with no cipher or nothing like that. He ain't gonna do it. He just do his old school shit. Like hit his blunt 3-4 times, clip it, and you get my point. I'm good. I'm good right there. I ain't trying to be spaced out. I got shit to do. Even if I don't. Nah. I got shit to do, but even if I don't, still, you feel me? Now, I'm about to get back to this video. D from London. Y'all a little throwed off out there. I don't want to hold you. Just a tad bit. Yeah, you gonna be a loser, Henry the Real. I just want to tell you in advance. Like I said, getting spaced out is fun sometimes. Young is young, so you gotta have your fun when you're young. Don't go so far down the rabbit hole, you get my point? That's what I'll tell you if you young. You gonna hit that peer pressure age where everybody doing whatever they doing and you kinda wanna, you know, be down or show you down. Maybe you the main one influencing, the shit you shouldn't. But whatever the case may be, don't go too far down the rabbit hole. It's good to experience things and try out things, but you get my point? Have boundary lines for yourself. And that's on anything in life. That's what morals are. Where you have a boundary line and you're like, I'm not gonna cross that. So let's say you out there robbing people. But maybe you got a boundary line where you say, I ain't robbing no children and no elderly people. That's a moral. Now, I ain't saying you robbing people good, but do you get my point? This applies to those that's even doing bad. You gotta always have a boundary line. You get it? A moral that you follow. Otherwise, you find yourself all the way down the rabbit hole talking about how'd I get here? Like, how'd I become the retard that robbed and killed an 80-year-old lady? You get my point? So you gotta use your mind. You have boundaries. Your perspective said, where can I find that 60-inch platinum? I've been looking for that everywhere. That's something from uptown, man, in Dykeman, in my old hood. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't think they got no more old weed, no more floating around New York. Meaning sour diesel, all that kind of stuff hard to find now. That's that old real weed where it ain't like high on THC, it's high on good taste. You know? You smoke that sour diesel back in the day, your jaws lock up like you just sipped some lemonade. Not your brain locking up where you like spaced out. And so you get it? It would be nice, for those of y'all that are young in y'all 20s. Like I said, I'm gonna get back to the title of this video and that the little thumbnail, because it would be nice to have that little sanctuary where those of y'all that do smoke weed can come and learn things like that, and maybe grow some real weed on the at the sanctuary. Not that new stuff they growing where the THC levels is being tampered with, but just natural weed that still can be used for like medicinal purposes, where you can make tea out of it. You get my point? When I was younger, there was this Rasta. He had made me some weed tea before because I had a cold. I'm like, man, I got a cold. And he was like, yeah, I got some, I'm going to make you some weed tea. He had took like all the sticks and branches, because this is back in the day when the weed still had like roots and all that on it. And he took off like all the roots off the weed, but it still had weed on it. And, he took some of the weed and made it like how you make tea. Put hot water on it, and you get my point? Add some sugar or whatever, and you get it. I was blasted, but I ain't have a cold no more. I didn't have a cold, but I ain't gonna lie, I was higher than regularly just smoking a blunt. I said, oh snap, this really works. Like, and your old schoolers, like my grandma, when I was like 8 years old, I had a cold. She gave me some thick ass red brandy, talking about this work too. Don't worry about it, just drink it. Man, I ain't lying, it worked. My cough went away. My cough went away instantly, but I was a little toasted. Like, think I was drunk at 8, but it worked. And so the old schoolers had the real remedies, meaning they understood that the street drugs that we use is the real medicine. And of course, the pharmaceutical drugs, they like imitations of those drugs. So all the street drugs that we use, they really for like medicinal purposes. Whether you're talking cocaine, heroin, any of those. Let's say, we lived in the land on the forest or somewhere, and there's no pharmacies and none of that whole systems. Some of y'all break y'all arm, we gonna have to shoot you up with heroin or something. Otherwise, how you gonna take that pain? You get it? In that, those of y'all that take these heroin products now, and you be like leaning and nodding and farting on yourself, do you get it? If your arm was broke, you wouldn't even know, because you be in la la land. And that's how drugs kind of worked in the past. They was like for medicinal purposes, meaning you sick in some way or you injured. But in your harsh injury or sickness, you get a little pleasure, meaning you get to get high for the moment until, you heal up. Basically the same way y'all do now with the pharmaceuticals. It's just fake. Meaning y'all break y'all back, y'all take oxycontin and then be addicted after that. But I think that'll be a good way for the elders and the youth to connect. When I say the youth, I mean those of y'all that's like 21 through, let's say, 30. If I had that sanctuary running right now, that'd be a good way to, like, you know, connect. Meaning y'all smoke all this crazy systematic weed, and you get it? And our times it was different, to sit around and let y'all see how, the old weed is, and compared to the weed y'all have now. Well, do you get it? Y'all will see the difference. And we gather around back in the day, smoke some weed, start shit talking and snapping on each other and having a good time. Y'all get high and y'all be like, y'all on heroin. You get my point? It wasn't like that when I was growing up. Now, Bud brought that energy out you, where you start laughing and joking, and you get my point. You like, who got some snacks? Cause I'm, I'm a little hungry, man. Come on, stop playing. It was like a fun thing, a stress reliever. In the daytime, you get it? That shit have y'all zonked out y'all mind where you can't even hold a conversation. You responding too slow. They ask you your name, 7 seconds pass for you answer. Higher Perspective said a lot of weed from New York is sprayed with terpenes. Yeah, they call it spray here. But they know the older people don't like it, so they always be like, when they deal with the elders, they be like, y'all know if you from New York. They tell you, I ain't got spray. Because they know we like, get out of here with that, man. But yeah, it's bad times, Just be mindful of certain things. Listen to your elders if they telling you certain things, even if you don't want to hear it. It's probably right. If your elders is a little square and they don't know too much, well, there's other elders around, so you're going to hear whatever you hear. You get my point? Don't get lost on listening to your own peers, because they knew like you. You get my point? You could just listen to whatever you make up yourself instead of listening to them, because they doing the same. And that, you keep your ears open to what the elders are saying, the ones that you know ain't stupid and desperate for attention and other things. You get my point? Put everything in a perspective. Every elder speaking or telling you something ain't telling you right, but y'all already know which elders ain't right. You get my point? They done already, you seen they inconsistencies, so to say. So overall, stay clean. You get it? You drink, you smoke, this should be an occasional thing. You get my point? Maybe you moping around because there's a death in your family. And then maybe one of the elders break out the brandy and say, come here, man, you need a little taste. You need it? It's going to help you. And it is. Meaning the drugs and stuff, they do help y'all emotional state until it becomes a daily reoccurrence. Think about it. When you was young playing with the drugs, it was all fun and all happy, and you woke up all fun and happy off it. But then at some point when you kind of got locked in, then it wasn't fun no more. It becomes something else. And so you get my point? Be mindful of those things, but you here in life to have fun. We live in a time where people selling health and all this dumb stuff. Everybody gonna die. So if you're getting lost in the health, you're just playing games with yourself for the most part. But you get it? It's about not going all the way down the rabbit hole in regards to health. You're gonna have your unhealth, meaning you can catch a cold or whatever. You're gonna have your unhealthy times. But you know when you bringing it upon yourself, you get my point? Keep everything moderate, keep everything balanced. I'm not saying give yourself excuses, to get blasted. I said seasonal, not weekend, not once a month, none of that. Seasonal. Seasonal is basically no more than 4 times out of a year because there's only 4 seasons. And I ain't saying every season, but you get my point? View it in that way. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself safe from binds. Otherwise, it's going to interfere with something. View it that way. Even if you don't know what and don't ever catch what. Something. And that, you keep yourself on the up and up. Jet skis. It is not the season for that. It looked different from out there, man. When I went out there, I got lost. Meaning once you go out into the water, the whole scenery change from that perspective out there looking in. Don't ask me how I went out and couldn't find my way back. The water's strange, man. It's a direction thing. Like you start losing like, your sense of direction. Where you like, hold on. Where's behind me at? And you get it? I see how people get lost at sea, because once you get out there, the land look different from out at sea. Meaning however you think it look different when you out there. Things look closer from land, meaning from the land, boat going by look close. But from out there, it probably look a lot further away. But have fun, if you're young in life. Experience things. Don't get carried away. Yeah, they just sitting right there for right now. I don't know what they doing though. One of them ran out of gas or something. One of the jet ski done ran out of gas or something. The water's deep out there. 70, 80 feet maybe, I don't know. There's sharks out there too. One day a shark came in close. It was like 3 weeks ago. I seen the fin hanging out, but I'm like, nah, no shark, that can't be. You get it? It was big too. I'm like, nah, that can't be. That's movie stuff. Then somebody else seen it, like they ran and grabbed, little Mexicans be inside the water. They ran and grabbed the kid. I said, oh shit. That joint had to be like 14, 15 feet because that fin was big. But they be chasing food close to the shore. Sometimes they kind of get lost on whatever they chasing, and you get it? The sharks will follow it so close where they almost get stuck. Now, maybe I should do this video over. Like I said, I'm still not sure. But if you young, you kind of bound into a debt system if you was following what I was saying in the beginning. Now, I'm the one with the land buying frenzy and all of that started. And everybody talking about buying land and all of that, that all kind of come from me, if you don't know that. Those of y'all that do. But most people, they heard it secondhand, or they missed the whole lesson. The whole lesson basically have to do with y'all have to come together and do it together. And those of y'all that did do it, well, you get it? You found yourself kind of bored on the land. You felt isolated and disconnected, and you get my point? It's because of that. Y'all didn't do it right. Meaning, when you buying land, you're supposed to have like a small off-grid city in mind, not just something for yourself, because then you're just going to be out there bored out your damn mind. You get my point? And that, you got to think in terms of community, or like, many, not a lot, but 50, maybe 25, something like that. And y'all all come together and kind of slowly develop up a nice little community for yourselves. Like I said, I was speaking to my members about this yesterday. And I was thinking about starting a little sanctuary that kind of could teach y'all, everything y'all need to know about, building an off-grid space or off-grid village of some sort. Starting with the grid layout, something that's going to be compatible with nature. Not like how it is in the city, but a nice grid system or path that go through the lands and kind of bring you to everybody's part of it. Farming, hunting, fishing, building, getting your water and all of those things set up, electricity. Like I said, everything concerning, setting up an off-grid village. And from there, building like, or starting like an off-grid city network. And that y'all can move about the same way y'all do in Babylon. And that it limits your chances of getting bored or isolated, so on and so forth. Of course, there's more to it, but like I said, I'm thinking if I even want to take on the burden. When I say there's more to it, there's the business aspect for the residents to earn money, as well as the owner of the property, so on and so forth, the important parts of things. And this is how it was when I first brought the land idea around, in 2016. Y'all kind of skipped over that part. The point. The details. And so I'm thinking about doing it and kind of use this spot to, for people that may already have land, but they like, I don't know what to do with it, man. I'm about to or maybe they already came back to Babylon. They can register their land into this network that I'm speaking about. And then there'd be buses that go from, like passenger vans. To give you an idea, let's say I have a small village that I started up the way that I said, where you have the residents, they're living there, and everybody living for free in terms of like monthly bills, because that's the whole point. Getting away from that whole Babylon system where you slaved out in debt every month. But all the residents on the property, of course, they live free, but they still got to earn a living some kind of way. So let's say some of them still work in Babylon. They just go to Babylon to earn their money and they come back home. And the ones that don't, you get my point? They got to have something to do to earn revenue, as well as the owner of the property. I suppose the owner of the property going to earn their revenue by selling whatever portions of their land to whoever's going to be a resident. And you get it? Like I said, the whole financial part of things, the important parts, and the connecting all the different, small villages so that you can kind of move around. It's already on my website, but I just didn't publish it yet. Like I said, I was thinking. But y'all have to do something for yourselves, meaning if y'all young, there's no cheat code to the city or the Babylon system. You just gotta free yourself from it some kind of way, but you have to do it the right way so you don't find yourself having to scurry back to it. Get my point? And that, you gotta know how to have a life and what that's gonna consist of. And so I suppose I'll come back and do, the full video of this at some point when I decide if I even want to be bothered, with that. I'm still laughing at D comment. I'm spicy, man. No, the land is gonna be like hour, no more than an hour and a half from a major city like Miami, Atlanta, New York, whatever the case may be. Like I said, it's going to be a sanctuary for people that need a break from society and for those that's coming to learn, everything they're going to need to know to start their own off-grid living space or off-grid, village. If you're going to do a village, you're going to kind of need a little grid layout of some sort. I got like 10 written out, my own personal ones. And, I would give y'all those. And then, y'all can get started doing whatever y'all going to do. And of course, the laws of nature, and keep everything balanced. And make sure when you build and everything, you keep most of the nature. And, you kind of work with it. Basically making the villages completely opposite of the Babylon, whether you speak in morals or just the way of life and living. Every night, the whole community could kind of meet in the middle square, wherever that may be. Have a fire pit set up, and right before the sunset, we all eat together. Or those that feel like they want to, and you get it, eat, and after that, party. Hold music on, do whatever y'all like to do. Maybe it be a lecture every so often, but real life, where there's no limits and there's no, no bond. If you want to go to Babylon, that's on you. You say, I got a taste for some Wendy's, Solace. Go to Babylon and go to Babylon and get you some Wendy's, man. But you ain't restricted to Babylon, kind of like how we are now, where you ain't got no options. It's either leave one Babylon and go to the next, or you know. But I would need like serious people in regards to the support aspect. Meaning those of y'all that like whatever aspect of what's going to be taught, other people to come teach. Meaning if you good at farming, you can handle that part. And you good at building, you can handle that part. Others of y'all may be good at electrical work, setting up like, energy and all of that. You can handle that part. Some of y'all may be good at digging a well and setting up that whole thing. You can handle that part, and you get it. Everybody handle their part. People come out, they learn, whatever part they want to learn, and move on to the next. Whoever good at hunting and fishing, hit me up. You kind of control that part. Whoever's going to be teaching how to make like clothing from the resources of the land, like I always say, you get your fabrics from the plants, meaning the plants have I forget the name of what's inside, but you could spin the inside of the plant into thread and then weave that into a fabric and so on and so forth. When you're dealing with the animals, they have their hide and that whole process of turning it into leather, fur, or suede. And you get my point? People come out, learn everything they need to learn, and you get it. From there, start their own village or little living space and merge with the others though, so that you have somewhere you could go and you get tired of your space and vice versa, and you get it. It'd be like a whole network. Henry the Real said, won't the government try to shut your idea down if they find out? How would they find out? And what's wrong with buying your own damn land and doing your own damn thing? You lost me there. What you mean? I'm lost. Y'all be so lost in the scams and fake shit, and that's y'all problem. Y'all think like y'all too lost in niggas that be getting shut down because they crooked or this or that and that. You get it? Y'all don't get the only thing that's in our way is us. We don't do shit the right way. Then we be playing dumb after that like we don't know we didn't do it the right way all the way. And that when they shut us down or do this or that, we be playing have dumb with ourselves. Like, look, they hating. Not acknowledging nothing or not. And like maybe if I would have went all the way straight with it, I did cut a corner here, there. You get my point? Like that. They not forcing y'all to stay in Babylon. I don't think they care about the citizen. You know my point? You got many people that live outside the city limits doing whatever the hell they want to do. They just, you get it? They kind of isolated out. They don't have no connection or nothing, or like basically what I'm speaking about. They don't have that kind of thing going. They just got, the hillbilly way, which is how most of y'all end up. You get land, you go to it, and then you start to look like a hillbilly. Where you like dusty and shit, running around playing with pigs, running around in the farm and all that looking crazy. This is not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about splendor, where we living better than niggas in Babylon, nigga. We just ain't got those we just don't got the headaches they got. That's it. But in terms of flyness and shit, oh yeah, we got all that shit y'all got. Oh, we got like gas and all that shit. It's just free for us, nigga. Man, y'all killing yourself to pay it. I mean like that. I don't mean like whatever y'all be seeing when y'all see people get land. That's no knock to nobody that got land. I don't want anybody that got land to think like I'm against you. That knowledge come from me. And if you watch the video, I told y'all to do that. It wasn't never about like a competition. I was telling y'all to work together. In that, if you do have land and it's not working out for you, I don't want you to feel like, you get it? He trying to rub something in my face or he against me. Nah, I'm about to give you some good advice before you fuck your shit up. But you should have listened to the whole point from the beginning. You would have never had that problem. You would have knew the whole point of it all the way through instead of just the kid aspect. Meaning a lot of y'all lost on buying land so y'all could grow y'all own food and run around butt naked. And that was just little points I made in the video because y'all kept going against the idea. Like, that's stupid. Why would we buy land? Remember, in 2016, everybody was talking about get black-owned businesses, and y'all wasn't thinking nothing about land. Y'all viewed that as little house on the prairie. You get it? So when I said it, y'all kind of went there. Like, why would I want to be a farmer sitting on the land looking stupid? And so I was explaining to y'all little things like, well, you could run around butt naked and ain't got to worry about nobody bothering you. When you could grow your own food and you get it, instead of driving a car, you could ride around your joint on a horse or something. Then y'all started eating it up like, oh yeah, I see his point now. We could do whatever we want. We got mad rules. We live in the city. We got hella rules, man. And then y'all started grasping, but y'all ain't like, you get it? Y'all heard that part and said, oh, I'm going to get land. And y'all ain't get the point after that, which had to do with the removing debt from yourself. And you know, this part that I'm speaking of now, where you don't do it on yourself. I think I told y'all that then. Like, don't buy land by yourself. It's just like when I told y'all I'll be isolating sometime. And my wisdom depending on that. But I told y'all don't do it unless you know you got somebody with you that's guiding you through this isolation, that like me, that already know, you know, the details. And, you know, a lot of y'all skip over those things and you isolated, now you crazy, and you get it. I told you. Said, I remember you speaking the grid systems. Yeah, I speak up a lot of things that went over y'all head, and because all my videos is on members only now, you get it? Y'all don't got no access to go back to the solution video or to go back to this video or that video to kind of say, oh shit, I remember he did say something that I missed. But you know, y'all can become channel members or whatever the case may be. I don't know. The main thing is, you get it? Don't get lost in the second hand stuff, because that's when it's not going to be good or fulfilling enough. And so what do y'all think? My members told me they think I should start it. And those of them that can support, they said they would. When I say support, I'm mainly not talking about money, but I'm talking about like the work part. Like I said, I'm going to need people that's actually interested in living outside the city limits. That's not to say you can't go into the city every day if you want. Like I said, it's going to be an hour and a half at most from a major city. But you have the interest to live outside the city limits and kind of teach whatever you know in regards to like farming, building, or whatever else I said was going to be taught you. You speeding ahead, Henry the Real. It's going to be a sanctuary for people to learn the many aspects of being free from the city and the many different ways that it can be done. And you know, it's like before. This is just a video to give you a perspective of something. And a lot of y'all be getting lost on the perspective. This is where y'all skip past the details, meaning I haven't disclosed anything of any true merit yet, just the outline and the point, you know? But there's the detail, like the different grid systems y'all can use, how you gonna order your place, the moral laws and the laws of nature that's gonna be applied at the place. Otherwise, y'all can just live in Babylon. There's no point to live outside of the city limits, one with nature, on Babylon time, still with Babylonian beliefs and all this weird stuff. You could just stay in Babylon. You're not going to serve yourself in any way. You got to be in the vibration, kind of understanding or on the path to understanding things, all the way. Y'all on rush time. Just remember y'all on city time, so y'all got anxiety. That's like when you've been anxious your whole life for no damn reason, so then it turns into anxiety, which is just a jitteriness and rushiness for no damn reason. You gotta remember, y'all, 6 years old, you waking up, you gotta go to school, so you get it, you be anxious. You got lies like Christmas, they make y'all anxious. You say, I don't go to sleep, I want to get my toys, and you get it. And we don't measure how much things in the system that we live that made us anxious as youngsters, and now that we grown, we got anxiety. It's all made how it is. Like, the Babylons are detailed. It ain't just of this system or that system, but it's a really refined, detailed system that they've been developing for like 300-400 years. And you get my point? You're not about to compete with I don't know if y'all understand that. You're not gonna compete with Babylon or change it. Don't work like that. You either separating yourself from it, or you just have to deal with the never-ending problems that Babylon always gonna have. It's all simple. Peace and wisdom, Sir Jones. But no, it won't turn into its own country. For the lands to be its own country, it'd have to be like separated from the mainland, so to say. So maybe an island off the coast of, let's say, North Carolina. They got like a little island for sale off the coast of North Carolina. It's like 10 acres. It's real nice too, but it's off the coast. That mean like, it's not attached to the mainland of North Carolina. But you get my point. Something like that you can turn into a country because it's not necessarily attached to anything. I'm sure North Carolina claim it, but it's associated with North Carolina in terms of you're finding it. But you get it? It's for sale. You could turn something like that into a country. But when you building up a country, you're gonna have to have somebody that have major funds backing it, because you're gonna need like planes or large ships to kind of bring cranes and everything you gonna need to like develop it and make roads and things like that, so you can get around it. So you get my point? Developing the country is a many people thing. Think like maybe 50 to 100 families. That's that kind of thing. Remember, a country is big, but most of y'all kind of got whatever little space you got in mind. But think of like United States of America, USA. All the states are truly countries. They just united as one. You get it? This is where people get confused. They say, what's the difference between a state and a country? Nothing. This is why some of the states in America is bigger than some countries, because that's what they are. They just call states. It's no different between a state and a country. But remember, America is the continent, meaning North America is the continent. The states are the countries on that continent, but they're all united as one country. That's why you have the United States of America. It's basically to say the united countries of this continent. Other Other continents don't have states, they have countries, which is the same thing, but you get my point. View it like that. And so a, a country is big, meaning no one person could run. The whole North America is a country. No one person could run all of this. You get my point when I say like 100 families? That probably not even enough. But just to give you a perspective, meaning 100 families can probably run Texas, because Texas is huge. You get it now? We talking about way more than Texas. We talking about 50 other states. So that's a lot of space to develop, and you get it? A country is big business, but my place is going to be the beginnings of that. The grooming, so y'all understand a small village. Like I said, if you got my book, RDF, Removing Debt Forever, the Land and Resource Course book, it's still on my website if any of y'all want to get it. It explains like what a country, state, and all these different things is. You get it? Like I said, y'all kind of got lost into the land buying thing, but skipped over all the jewels concerning it. That book have all the jewels in it. And what I'm explaining today, this is like, the continuation of that. But that book explains like the differences between different municipalities, like, a city, a village, a county, so on and so forth. And that, if you understand, the orders of those things, well, then you can understand how to start one. But like I said, my sanctuary would just be to teach y'all all the necessities that y'all would need to start y'all own small space or own small village. And you get my point? This wouldn't have anything to do with Babylon. You get my point? That's not to say y'all can't come and go from Babylon. But this just means like Babylon can't just come into y'all. And you get my point? You have your own place, your own way of life, and then you get it. Y'all can clock out of all the never-ending BS that happens in, the cities. Meaning whatever you crying about now is never going to end. Y'all was crying when Biden was in office, and now y'all crying Trump in office, and you have to become aware of the cycles of things. You was doing good, now you might be in debt. You're going to be doing good, then you're going to be in debt, and you get my point? The rent gonna go up, it's gonna keep going up, so on and so forth. You get my point? This is Babylon. It's never gonna stop. You've been here long enough where you can see that. If you're 25, 30, 40, whatever, you've been here long enough where you can clearly see that. Like, okay, I don't ever recall anything going down again. Meaning I've been here long enough, I done been here through a lot of like price raises over the almost been here a century. You get my point? Not a century, but I almost been here half a century. A century is 100 years. Half of it is 50. I've been here almost a half a century, so I done seen many different decades. And I ain't never I seen the price raising through all these decades, but I never seen it go back down. When I was young, candy bars was 50 cents. Meaning a Snickers bar was 50 cents, a pack of Skittles was 50 cents. It really was a quarter, but I don't even want to like blow none of y'all mind. And I'm not that old, I'm only 43. I mean, 40 years ago, a candy bar was only a quarter. And a bag of potato chips was 10 cents. Some of y'all my age, you don't remember that when you was 5 and 6 and you was buying Bontons and all that. It said 10 cents on the bag. Not 25 cents. That came later when you was like 8, 9. Get it? And I see they go from a quarter to 50 cents and just up and up. Candy bar about $1.50, $2 now. It's not never gonna stop. A state is another word for a country. You're confusing a state as being a part of a country. There's cities in countries, not states. A state is a country. It's just a different word, different kind of order. It's not even a different order. It's a country. Not fully sure why they change the title. You get my point. But even if you look it up, it's gonna tell you the same. Like it's the same, but they'll give you whatever reasoning they give you by telling you like it is the same now. But so Romeo Akbar said you can't do much with $100. Man, you can't do nothing with $100, man. That's just real talk. I be thinking like for my grandson, because when he turned 25, which is like 20 years from now, he about to be 5. I don't think y'all can I told his moms, man, the rent gonna be $5,000 a month in the broke areas by the time he get 21. And you gonna be looking at that as crazy. Cause you from the times when the rent's like 2 grand a month. And so do you get my point? It just keep rising until the people just break and crack. Like it's a deep thing, a deep system, but most people not aware. They just kind of lost in the cycles. They lost into all the falsehoods of Babylon, and it kind of keep them, bound. Meaning y'all have y'all religions and all these things y'all picked up in Babylon. It keep y'all locked in. But in terms of learning any truth concerning life, yourself, and how to like blend in with nature. When I say nature, I'm speaking of the balance or the nature of life. A aspect of life is an opposites thing. Night, day. I plant seed, meaning you push the seed down, something come out, the tide go out, it come back in. You go to sleep, you wake up. When you're dealing with the nature of life, it has an opposites thing. And the balance between the two. Get the book, Henry the Real. It explains all of that. It's in sections. So you get the book, just go to the section that's explaining countries, cities, and all of that. Like I said, I'll explain it in depth, but I don't want to explain it. Meaning some of y'all have land, you about to probably go in debt and all of that and just abandon it and come back to Babylon. Others of y'all, you trying to figure out something. So this is mainly for those and all the wisdom that go with it and applying it. Henry the Real said, so you're basically trying to bring tribalism back. I'm basically said what I said. Your generation got to stop trying to make anything something else or this or that. I don't know what you're talking about when you say tribalism. And I'm not concerned either. I don't want to hold you. Just learn to hear what you hear, and that's that. Stop trying to make conspiracies and and all these other things. You see how you said, like, bring tribalism back. That's kind of like reaching for a conspiracy in some way. I'm not saying you saying something bad. I'm just saying when you do that, then you're going to be lost into whatever tribalism is, and you're going to overlook everything I said, which ain't got nothing to do with that. This is not back in the day. This is now. And I'm talking about simple shit, meaning we people that live in this life now. Stop getting lost in the fake ass movies and dumb talk. Just focus on reality. We people born in the fucking Babylon. I'm talking about getting away from it. The debt and the slavery, and you get it? The whole mind, emotional state, aspects of the Babylon off yourself. I'm speaking of that. Nothing more. I'm not talking about no cult or any other dumb thing y'all get lost on. I'm talking about reality. Making the best out of, you get my point? What you got. That's why I said it's for people that's serious or got a mind to grasp. A lot of y'all kind of like, you already slaved out, so you're not going to really understand things on a business level and a grown-up level, in the kind of doing for self kind of way. You lost on online movies and shit you seen, and you get it? You still lost in the carbonation and all this weird shit. I'm talking grown-up shit. Grown-ups coming together, getting something and developing that shit up. And then you get it, creating a network with the other people that have they shit set up. That way we could kind of, if I get bored over here, I say, man, anybody on your lands want to swap for like a week or so? Man, they change their scenery, I'ma change mine. And you get it? All the different places, they live by the same moral systems and all these things and have a connection between them. And that, you get my point? The same way y'all move through the cities of Babylon, you can do the same. And have little gatherings. You say, man, we going to this land next week. They having a festival. And we live by the real, you know. And we have real holy days or holidays. You know, days of purpose. Understand real diet. Like I always tell y'all, diet is a seasonal thing. You got 4 seasons. Each season produces whatever crops it does in its season. Apples do not grow at the same season as apricots, so on and so forth. That's fruit. You have vegetable. You kind of want to eat in season if you can. That's when you're going to get the most out of food. So think like if you was living in nature and there was no store you could go to, you would have to eat whatever was produced when it was. Apples, pumpkins, and things like that, they produced in the fall. Apricots, grapes, things like that, spring, summer. You follow? And the vegetables are the same. And that, you know, teaching things like that. True diet. We're not talking about rules. Y'all learn rules in Babylon. You better eat this diet or you can't be down with the family. This ain't that. You can eat whatever you want. You just sinning against your own self when you get sick. But if you want a proper order, that's it. Now eat whatever's grown in its season. And you get my point? Moderation is the foundations of everything. Meaning, don't overdo things. Take what you need. Eat what you need so you can go forward. Not so you can be sitting still talking about, I got the itis. You follow? Like that. And in regards to the winter when no crops are grown, so this is when you have fish and meat. And when you eating this fish and meat, you make sure you pray over it for yourself and for your sins. For eating this meat you about to eat. In Babylon, they pray to God and thank God for the death they about to consume. They don't pray like, I'm sorry, and can you God over this, you know, innocent life that I'm sending on your way? That's how they did it in the past. You hunting, you kill an animal, you pray over the animal, send it on its way in peace as much as you can, and then before y'all consume it, y'all kind of say a prayer for yourselves. I apologize for my beastly ways. It's wintertime and we starving, but forgive us. Get my point? And you eat and kind of learning all of those things. Like I said, I guess I'll make a pamphlet. And those that's apart, they have the pamphlet, and you get it. Live where you kind of, compatible with nature, taking all the lessons and everything from nature. Meaning nature produces seasons, and different crops is grown these different seasons, and this is how you learn from nature, and this is how nature's providing for us, while giving us a display of when and what we supposed to have, and giving us the freedom to do whatever we want to. Whatever you do is either gonna harbor you, or it's gonna either serve you or hinder you in some way. Outside of that, there's no punishment, there's no rules. This just flowing with nature. When I say nature, I mean the nature of life. You can either flow with it or you can do your own thing. It's gonna be a little rough doing your own thing. You know how Babylon do its own thing. It's rough. Flow with nature. There ain't much to think about. This is why indigenous people just run around butt naked having fun. They let mama take care of them, and you it's easy. Like, just keep up with, what you need to keep up with. And you get my point? But I'm not talking about anything where some of y'all weird minds go. Like I said, this wouldn't be like a cult or something. Think like a school. Like I said, think like a school, but this school is concerning land, so everything is land based. Meaning, if you come in there to learn how to make a little grid system on your property, do you get it? It's a land thing. And not everything's for the most part outside, but there will be small cabins or whatever for whoever's coming to learn. They can rent out the cabin or whatever, however it's worked out. And whoever's a resident, you get my point, they work these different aspects. This is how they earn their revenue. And you get my point? Grown up shit. Making your own way in your own life, in your own wealth, and your own fun. Like that. Not no weirdo shit. And, keeping everything, wisdom based though. And learn meditation and all these different things the accurate way. Keep the desires and things like that together. The desires come with the Babylon, meaning if most of y'all was out in nature, you wouldn't have all these stupid dumb desires that, kind of give you half the grief you have. When I say desires, I ain't talking about getting these desires. I'm talking about the things y'all can't get, but you desiring on it. That's half y'all problem right there, and that come with the system. And so, you get my point? I'm talking about regular stuff for those of y'all that's still regular brained and not all like online junkied out. But those of y'all that's still regular brained and you see like, yeah, there's a real problem in the system. Like, we gonna be sick and dead, and you get it? Highly broke, lost on this debt shit till we die, and I ain't trying to go out like that. For those of y'all that get that, you get it? I'm gonna show y'all how to come together and create y'all own things. And for those of y'all that's gonna be with me, you get my point? We basically the starting place. And people come learn from us or whatever the case may be. Maybe we could do like a summer thing. Maybe we can get something going with the Babylons, and they got like a grant or something for like a summer program. And they could pay for the kids in the inner city to come for like 2 weeks summer program thing, but where they learn real stuff like fishing, hunting, maybe building off grid. Remember, when you off grid, there's no zoning and there's no restrictions. You don't need no permits or anything. So when you in Babylon, they building a house or something, it's taking as long as it is because they gotta wait for the permits and all that to pass. So it make the process way longer. So let's say you live in a city, you like, man, I watched them build that house. That joint took about 6-7 months. Most of it was just permits they was waiting for, and it was many days you see them not doing nothing with the house. It was just a skeleton. Then over time you see them do a little more, and you like, damn, they moving slow. They waiting for certain permits and things like that. They got zoning and regulation rules they gotta follow. When you outside the city lines, you don't got none of that. You can build yourself a house in one day. It's not a long process to build a house. Waiting on permits and all that to pass is the long process. You get it? Waiting for the government to tell you it's okay for you to do this or that. That's what make it long. So maybe the kids could come out in the summer and kind of learn, one of the many different things that we teach there. And you get it? By the time they, become a 21-year-old adult, they already got kind of like a perspective, and they have an outlet too, where they can say, man, when I get older, I'm gonna probably move into like, one of these communities or villages outside the city limits and all that. And you get my point? I'll work that and have my life there, moving amongst, the different villages and all of that. And I go to Babylon whenever I choose, but I ain't got to be stuck there playing dumb games with nobody or the system. Jay Hall said, that's what I want to learn, how to build a house. But you want to learn how to build a house? I don't want y'all to get lost in like, because you can learn how to build a house by just going to carpentry school or something like that, But they're going to teach you the Babylon way, which is restricted. I want y'all to kind of, in the sanctuary, I want it to be where y'all learn how to build, by using y'all minds, and like, it don't have to be the politically correct way that y'all think. That's all Babylon rules. Like, think like the house is square and it got the triangle top. That's Babylon wanted to look like that. Your house could be lopsided at the top. It don't have to be no shape. You can have a house where all the rooms ain't even together. You get it? You got a house that's 5 houses because you want everything separate. Like, say my kitchen is over there. They say, like, I got 5 houses here, but it's just one house. That's my kitchen. That's my bedroom. And don't ask me why I got it like this. I got it like this because that's how I like it. You get it? There's no, I want y'all to learn like that, where y'all understand, okay, we can build however we want as long as it's sufficient. We don't have to use wood. Maybe we use something else. Maybe we use an old Greyhound bus and just rip all the seats out and make that joint. Maybe you got a double-decker bus and you just turn that joint into a crazy-ass 3-story crib. You got so many different, aspects of what you could do. I mean, teach like that, where kids could come learn, or even adults could come learn, like the many different way off the politically correct spectrum of ways to build. And you get my point? Things that can be used. You have certain caves that's on certain lands that all you got to do is add little things to make it livable. When I say add little things, I mean like lay a floor. The same way you build a house and you build the foundation first. This is the cement part. Basically, the land gonna teach all that. The first thing you need to do when you buy your land is figure out like where you gonna put your structures at. That way you can make a path from the road going straight to your structures, or where you're gonna build your structures. Then you need to make a foundation in those areas. That's like a cement block of some sort. Or you could use, You could actually use cement blocks if you want. That's them little bricks that got the two holes in it. You could use those, but I was talking about like actually laying concrete and making like a block. Maybe the block is 40 feet by 40 feet, and you gonna throw a 30-foot by 20-foot house on it. I mean, like that. I'm gonna teach y'all all that, like, so you can get a perspective. Because people will tell you to buy land, they ain't telling you all the details and things that's needed. Like I said, anybody doing a land thing, you ain't got to get lost and think it's a competition when I say I'm the source of that. It was for you. But there's still the details and, the many different outlets, the many different understandings. And so most of y'all don't have the full perspective of what I'm speaking about. Just the words, but not like the picture in your mind to truly grasp, like, oh, I get what he's saying. Like, we got our own fucking thing going, but we still got all that access to take and do whatever we want from Babylon. We just ain't gotta give them anything. Like, you get it, take everything, give nothing. Like that. And so it's a lot to learn. Many different ways to live. You got certain trees that could be, turned into a living dwellings, but it just need like slight little things to make it that. Like I was saying, when you building a house, you lay in the foundation and then you put in the floor over that concrete. A cave ain't no different. Clear out the cave and then lay a floor. And you get my point? Add you some walls in that thing, and the inside will look no different than anybody's house. It's just the outside will look like a mountain. You get my point? That have nothing to do with sovereignty. That's stupid nigga talk. Meaning not you, but I'm talking about whoever lost on that kind of shit. That's all stupid. You sovereign when your brain realize you a slave and ain't gotta be. What you talking about got to do with like sovereign is like this. You got citizens and people of different status that came from Europe in the 1400s to this continent of America. And they developed this place into a country. But they still citizens of another country, and that country still got jurisdiction over the place they developed. And sovereignty got to do with like that. When you separate yourself from the country you coming from to be sovereign or the ruler over the country you've started. But this is still all systematic stuff, and you get my point? What I'm talking about got to do with like you ain't got nothing to do with none of those orders whatsoever. You follow? A sovereign nation is no different than a nation that's a part of the UN. It's no different. You get my point? It's just got to do with the rulers of these nations. Maybe the rulers of the other nations, so they give over their power to the United Nations to be a part of that for safety, security, things like that. And maybe this nation say, we'll do our own thing. We don't need to be down with y'all. But the citizens in both places have the same reality. The citizens ain't sovereign. The nation is sovereign. You follow? In the sovereign nation, the citizens is no different than you. They have their rules and things they have to follow. The owner of that place is sovereign from other owners in their like comings togethers. So you got many different nations out here. Some of them join together for power purposes. You watch my back, I watch your back. Y'all got all you, we got muscle. You feel me? We gonna work together. And anybody fuck with you, we gonna bomb them. And we gonna move like that. You get it? Then you have other nations that say, I don't want to give up nothing to be a part of nothing y'all got going. Kiss my ass, I'll stay sovereign. Now, of course, the nations that team together, they probably gonna try to lean on that nation to force it to be a part. But you get my point? It just got to do with the rulers of the nations, not the citizens. The citizens are sovereign when they become aware of it on their own, that they don't have to just stay in their Babylons, and their Babylons probably won't even miss them if they go. You follow? Y'all sovereignty got to do with that. Y'all just becoming aware that y'all can truly do whatever y'all want if y'all leave y'all Babylons. When I say leave it, I don't mean like you getting somebody else's, like, what is that word? Where somebody basically tell you like, yeah, you are. I mean, when you fully just get, like, nobody could tell me shit once I separate myself. You get it? Ain't nobody tell nobody they could own no place here, so it's all just fake anyway. It's just a matter of awareness and people not being aware. Your average citizen view life like your average citizen view life where they like don't realize that the laws of their city and everything they see in their city was just made up. The owner of that place made all that shit up. And if you break any law anywhere, nothing in life said he could do something about it. If I shoot you in your head right now, nobody can lock me up. Y'all just go. Like, all the people you know in jail right now, they just did because they ain't got no awareness to realize I don't have to be here. This is real life. Whoever made this law up is just a person. And it's just working because we just sitting here like fucking retards listening. I mean, like that. Some of y'all still ain't fully aware. Where you like, I get what he's saying, but I don't. Can't nobody tell nobody what to do. There's no rule in life. There's no angel that came down that started your city. A man just developed a part of the forest that he felt like it, him and his buddies. And he put rules there, and he brought people in there and basically made them follow his rules for whatever he convinced them they getting in return. And this is the beginnings of life. And niggas followed that blueprint. Like, oh, that shit worked. Imagine I just make something right here and bring people in here. I bribe them with something so they down to go along with it. Or some of y'all see that, you like, damn, they actually going for that? They gonna let him just lock them up because they broke their rule? Then you say, I'm gonna do the same thing then, since they acting like they dumb. Like they don't know he just a regular person like them and they ain't gotta listen to him. It don't matter he say it's his city. Who told him he could build there? He told himself that. Who told the Europeans they could come here and develop this place and we gotta listen to them? Nobody. They did that on their own. Y'all think this is real, like, and I don't think y'all get like, yo, we being robbed of our life. Nobody told nobody they could do nothing. People just do anything they want, and then people just don't realize it. So then they be like, no, this is real. I really do gotta go to work. They don't understand, like, money is a made-up thing based on resources. They took the land and the resources, so you forced to, like, play Monopoly now. But you have to go along with that. We just do because we got a mindset like, no, it's forced on us. We have to, when it's not forced on us. Our dumb is forced on us. That's it. Outside of that, police officer pull up on you, man, he just a nigga at work. I'm not telling y'all to go against anything because y'all still in Babylon. You ain't got no power, no strength. Meaning freedom. Cause. Some of y'all got the mind where y'all like, oh, okay, I get what he's saying. So now if the cop pull me over, I'm gonna curse him out and tell him, fuck you, nigga, this ain't even real. But the owner of the city say it is real, nigga, and how about I kill you? Like that. You could become aware that you free and ain't gotta listen to nothing nobody say, but then remember there's a thing called force too. And you ain't got no fucking muscle. I'm talking about like that. You free to do whatever you want, but freedom is that too, nigga. Nobody can't come save you. Now when a nigga lean up on you and say, well, I'm taking your shit, now you ain't got no cop to call. You gotta handle that. You follow? In that, that's why I say I'm not telling none of y'all to go against Babylon, because y'all ain't got no muscle too. The rules in Babylon is the rules in Babylon. They not real, but you ain't got enough muscle to be playing or going against Babylon while you stuck in it. But just having the awareness and knowing, like, oh, I don't have to go with none of this shit. I can always go on my way or fight it. It ain't nothing they could do but fight me back. Whoever got the most muscle gonna win. It's like how they raided the Capitol building. So then you seem like, oh, the government helpless like a motherfucker. They ain't got no power. They just playing on niggas dumb. The government work like this. We gonna do what we want till these niggas wake up and realize we got them in a trick bag. Then we just gonna run to our private islands and let them burn down the place. And oh well, that's over with. Like that. That's how they mind work. We gonna work these niggas till they die. We gonna put these niggas in debt. We gonna lock them up. We gonna do whatever we want till they realize this is all fake and y'all just playing games. Power tripping games, and we ain't taking it. And once y'all fight back, well, that's how that works. If you wondering, like, if we fight the government, we gonna lose. No, if y'all fight the government, they gonna go to their private islands and be like, oh well, we lost that one. And then y'all just gonna kill each other, because y'all gonna be thinking like, no, we killing the government. You get it? And they just gonna develop somewhere else after that. And then they gonna dumb them people out till they get it. This is why you got places like, you got places that were started and established before America. They fighting their government right now. We not, because we ain't as old as them, so we ain't been getting bullied as long. You follow? But it's always the same thing. Once the people start rebelling, the high-ups that really rule the place, they just go to their private islands, and then they done with that madness. They just say, don't never go back there again. Don't never let them see me again over there, and you get my point? It's a deep thing, but you know, life is a trick bag if you dumb. Just look at it like that. All the fake religions and shit y'all believing in Babylon and shit is all fake. It's all a play on your dumb, like, they dumb enough to believe in fake characters that's flying in the air like Superman to save them, then whatever. They don't care. This is why you could be a priest in the daytime and be a homosexual, even though the religion itself say that's not, you're not supposed to do that. Man, they will adjust it as they go, because it's not real. They don't care anyway. It's just about controlling y'all. And the easiest way to control men is just like pretend like you care about whatever you're talking about. That's how you control men. Be like, oh yeah, you right. A homosexual should be able to be a priest. Let them have what they want. Then they feel like they want something. As long as they don't ask for nothing important. Sound about familiar? Y'all can get whatever y'all want, as long as it ain't shit important. Say they want a new road in their neighborhood, give it to them. So they ask for their own neighborhood and to have it. Then they can't have that, no. You can have a new road, we'll put it in. You can have the new road, we gonna put it in. Don't ask for the neighborhood itself, though. And so it works in that way. You get my point? Y'all will be bound in control until y'all become aware that whatever you live in, it's just made up. And you could have made up your own shit so you could have your own heaven. See, here's the secret of life. If any of y'all don't mind, can you please give back? My channel got to do with balance. I'm not sure if y'all forgot that. But here's the secret of life. This is a deep jewel. We not on politics talk no more. I'm about to give y'all deep, that deep sage wisdom. That wisest man alive stuff. The secrets. The secret in life is this. You will live whatever's created for you to live until you create your own dream. Meaning, y'all are living other people's daydream, but you can create your own. And this is what dream teach you. Meaning, y'all go unconscious and y'all have a dream. Y'all have no control over what's happening in y'all dream, even though the dream is a creation of you. Now, when you come into physical, your awareness is more heightened and everything is fixed. That means you can create your own dream. Meaning the same way you was in a dream, but you had no control, now you in the fixed place. It's just like the dream, but it's fixed and it's physical. And you get it? You can make whatever you want to be. You just got to do it. And so do you get my point? But that's not what's happening. Y'all are kind of living out other people's dreams and becoming the slaves in their dreams. When I say dreams, I'm not talking about your goals in life. I'm talking about a dream. Like you sitting right now and daydreaming of a weird, strange life you want to have and making it real. You have many people living their dream. I'm an example of that, meaning I created a dream space that I'm in and I'm living it. And I don't have nothing to do with y'all reality, like how y'all wake up every day and have to go to work and all of this other strange shit that got to do with the system. I'm right in the same system with y'all, but I don't have no connection to nothing y'all do. I'm in my own reality. Like, even if you see me in real life, that's the first thing you kind of realize, like, yo, this nigga is completely here with us. He got everything we got, but the nigga don't got none of the restrictions or none of the weird shit that we gotta deal with. It don't seem to exist for this nigga. You create your own dream and live in it. And it's just like a dream. It just stay like that till you wake up. Or you change your vibration. You gotta hold a vibration like a dream. And I say hold a vibration, if somebody start clapping while you sleeping in your dream, you might wake up, then the dream over. Some of y'all right now are living your dream. You got famous stars, they live in the dream they created for theyself. And the dream gonna stay like that until you get it. Until like a real dream, somebody wake you up and then they take you out the dream or you get distracted from it. Too much outer noise, like distract you from your dream, then it be over. And that's the secret. Meaning y'all have the ability to daydream, see things a certain way, and you can get lost into that bubble. Most people do this with their ego, but it be a bad thing. Meaning they get lost in their ego instead of lost in their dream. And you get my point? I don't know if it's clear enough though how I'm explaining it. Yeah, J Hall, that shit deep. The private island thing. That's what they do. Damn, I can't even see the view no more. Kinda dark on my end. Too much sunlight. Peace and wisdom to whoever gave back. Lorenzo Buke said, yes, you're clear enough. So it don't matter where you at. You have to like, I'm trying to think how I'm going to give this information to those of y'all that's serious. Instead of, everybody ain't got good intentions. Some people come here, you know how they come. But those of y'all that's serious and, really want to come together. I mean, some of y'all might be in London. But you get my point? Y'all can still take the information and kind of like, do what's said in it and create your own dream or your own reality and live that out, because that's what life is about. We're not supposed to be born into a system where we live somebody else's bullshit. Y'all supposed to create your own dream and live that out. Same way y'all do every night. Y'all go into unconscious and go into a dream and just live that out. And you'll always know when you've accomplished this, like living your dream or living in a dream you created for yourself. You know why you're awake and physical? You'll know it because you get my point? Meaning some of y'all, maybe a famous person, they live in this and they like, I know what he talking about, but I can't express it that way. You'll know when it's happening because it's strange. Like, where it's like, I don't see how this is even working, but I don't see how this dream is even real, like, but it's working and it seems to be the reality that I have, but I don't understand. Like, that's when you'll know, like, yeah, I have created a bubble and I'm just in it. And you get it? It's my own dream and it's how I wanted it. And I can add to it, take away from it, do whatever I want with it. Until I lose the frequency, y'all. You get it? Like any other dream. But we're not talking about a dream. We're talking about real life. Henry the Real think we talking about dreams. He don't get it. Some of y'all might be like him where you don't get it. You think I'm speaking about like creating your own dream when you go to sleep. I'm talking about in life. Physically awake. You supposed to come in this life. And the easiest way I can explain it is like when you daydreaming, you kind of creating a little reality that you living for that moment till somebody snap you out of it. But you could do that on a larger scale, like where you not zoned off in the dream, sitting there dumb, but you actually living in this daydream. Like, it's real. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know how to explain it no other way. Except like y'all have daydreams. And y'all be existing in y'all daydreams for the moment until somebody snap you out of it. But physically you're not in the daydream, just mentally you are. Now imagine if the daydream you could make it your real reality where you as a physical could step into it after you like do it with your mind. You daydream with your mind, then step into it physically. Like that. And the vibration just holds, like, for whatever reason, like, it just stays. Lorenzo Butte said it happened to me before, and I realized it happens when I listen to my higher self and do exactly what it advises me to do, and reality just forms. Yeah, it's a deep thing, like, if you ever wondered, like, how's this nigga Solace life a 10-year vacation? My nigga, watch this nigga basically be on vacation for 10 whole years. And the nigga stay with money. Like, I don't understand how this happened. Like that. Basically what I just explained to you, but I don't know how to explain it no better than I did. It's just a deep thing that you have to learn. I can show you how to do it, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah, you gonna fall out the frequency because you get it. It's not real, but it is. Meaning you made it in your own mind, so it's real and you living it and everybody will see you living it, but you get it? It's deep. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm still stuck in it, so I can't tell you. Like, I don't know how to end it. I don't know how to end it. Or like, you get it? I don't know how to explain it. It's your own making. You just, you feel me? It's strange, but you ain't gonna be complaining and nothing like that. You, you just like, damn. I don't know how. Like, y'all watch me create this when I had the crutches on. You get it? Meaning y'all watch me do this stuff. You don't know either. Huh? You can't call it either. Like, I don't know how it happened, man. Niggas said they don't even like blood, but the niggas, I don't get it. Like that, it's a dream I created. Nobody has to like me. They still do like me. It don't have to make sense, my nigga. Don't worry about it. I say, I thought they hated Solace. Blood be moving all around. I didn't see nothing happen to him. Yeah, like the dream, my nigga, don't have to make no sense. It's what I said. Like, whatever I say. Like, I could talk all the shit I want to anybody. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Cause it's my bubble. I don't know how to explain it. Like, but you got 10-year example if you lost and you say like, this ain't real. Watching me do it, I just can't explain to you how it stays. Like, I think I have to like, you fuck it up when you bring somebody else in it. I think that's it. Like, never brought nobody with me. Makes sense. That's it. If I bring somebody in the dream, it's gonna fuck it up. Like, it's not gonna be the same no more. Where I'm on a 10-year vacation and retired and shit like that, and I'm only 33. It ain't gonna be like that no more. It's gonna be something else. So I think that's how you keep it. Like, you have to create it with whoever you have in it already. Uh, if you add people that ain't got nothing to do with it, then it just goes away. They just pop your bubble some kind of way. Some of y'all like, nah, this shit he's saying real because I'm somewhat in it, but I just don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just know like you could do it with anything. It's not hard to do. Your mind just have to create the reality and then you just have to go into it physically. And then you get it. Think like if you create a story in your mind right now. Think like if you create an image in your mind. You on the beach right now. You got like 4, 5 and butt naked chicks with you. You feel me? And you get it. You get the details all together. And then imagine if after remember you're daydreaming. So you're in it mentally. Now imagine if you could bring your physical into it, or you can bring the daydream into the physical, and then you just live it. Like, you're on the beach with these butt naked hoes, you do whatever you do with them, and it just continues from there. And you're just in this daydream of this dream you created, like that. But you have to know how to get in it. That's the part I can only show you. Like, when I say show you, like, while you're creating it, then in the moment I could tell you, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's not fast though. I don't want you to think like a cartoon where you like I'm forming a daydream like a bubble in my head and I'ma dive in it. It's more like the daydream slowly just coming into this reality. And then you get my point. You're not gonna be aware though, but at some moment you're gonna be like, oh shit, I'm butt naked on the beach with these hoes, but I forgot I I forgot I made this up in my head. Y'all are living out shit y'all made up in y'all head in the past right now, but just don't realize it. Some of y'all begged for a job. Now you got that slavery. You can't stand it, but you forgot when you ain't have a job and you was like desperately begging life for one. Everybody living whatever they already made in their head. Y'all just don't be thinking nice things. Y'all got little insecurities for yourselves. Y'all kind of be living that out. That's why the mind got to be cleansed. The emotional state got to be cleansed. Y'all on the frequency Babylon put y'all on. Y'all kind of live that out. It's deep. Romeo Akbar said, does vibrating gratefulness help with keep that frequency? I don't think it have anything to do with it grateful or not, because it's your own creation. I'm sure gratefulness are not made like fuck your dream up a little bit, maybe, I don't know, but it won't end. Like, it'll end like it started. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's strange. Like, I'm living it right now. I cannot. It's just strange. I don't know. If I if I told most of y'all or even myself and said like, yo, I ain't gonna break the law or nothing. I'm just gonna be honorable and just hope people fair with me. I'm gonna make some stuff. Hopefully they shot me, whatever. But I'm just gonna be fair. Most of y'all would say that's not never gonna fucking work, nigga. You gonna be starving at some point and broke out. And that ain't what happened. You get it? For 10 for 10 years, that just ain't what happened. Like, I can't explain it to you. It's just a dream. Like, gotta make the dream, my boy. I don't know how to explain it. You got stars that's living. You got stars that's living an extravagant life, and they made it in their head, and they know what I'm talking about, but they don't know, like, they still can't believe it because it's strange. They like, nah. Think like Casanat. He was half a nerd. If he hear this, he get what I'm saying. He like, yeah, I was a geek in my mother's house, just looking weird. I don't even know how this happened. But it did, and I thought of it to happen, but I didn't think it was, and like that. Same with like I Show Speed. They just had like a daydream in their own mind. They living it now, but they don't know nothing. They just lost in their dream, like, and y'all watching it. And y'all don't get it either. If I ask y'all what they do, y'all like, I don't know. They just got their life. They just live a weird fucking life that look exciting. I don't know what they do or nothing like that. They don't do nothing. It's not funny, but if y'all look and pay attention, y'all will see like, oh yeah, he is right about something he's saying. I just don't get it all the way. It's a strange thing, but everybody could do it. But a lot of y'all minds is too lost into like Babylon. False ideals and many things they block. They block y'all real reality. I'm sorry, I see the cops ride by. Cops don't ever come over here. Too many niggas now. I'm just too many niggas coming over here. Go back to Babylon. Dream Labyrinth said, I'm on my way to stardom, so I kind of know what you're talking about. Bro, shut the fuck up. Y'all stay with stories. Star has to do with fame, and fame is a curse. Curse of woe. It's called a light. call feeding souls to the light. Fame is the great light, they sacrifice souls to it. Let's say you a famous star, you in the light, but you can't get the higher ups that you work for to go in front of the light for nothing. The light is fame. They refuse it. Like demons in the hell refuse. Like that's how you know they evil. I mean, in fame, the high ups is evil because they refuse to go in front of the light. Because it's like I said, it's a curse. You couldn't pay them to go in front of the light. The light is the fame. It's a deep thing. This goes back to olden times. Say you a star. You like, damn, he dead right. I cannot force the high up executive to like show his face for nothing. He refuses like his life depend on it. And me, I kind of like fame, so I don't get it. Yeah, because you don't get you sacrificed to the light. That's fame. It's this strange thing, you know? And so whoever sacrificed to the light, it always ends the same, you know? Bad. Kanye West literally said in his song, I think I fell in love with a porn star on Dark Twisted Fantasy before he married Kim Kardashian, who blew up worldwide with that sex tape of her Ray J. Yeah, Kanye West was already living in his dream, so then you just, it's like I said, you just add to it and live it. And you get my point? It's just strange. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. But yeah, like you just said, Kanye West said he fell in love with a porn star before he did. Then he did. And you get my point? Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. But he didn't have no business. He wasn't a business yet. He just was the businessman. But he said that, and it's true now. He a whole business. He ain't even the businessman no more. Everybody's living their dream. The thing is, everybody ain't to create their own dream. And living somebody else's thing that was put in their mind, you know. Why up something said, what are you expecting at the end of your life? A transition? How does sperm is the spirit translate? Y'all make things so difficult. It's almost like special ed a little bit. The sperm is the spirit is the answer to a question. That question is, what is the spirit of mankind? Okay? See how simple that is? The sperm is the spirit, the egg is the body. Now, what the fuck are you talking about when you say the end of your life transition? How does sperm is the spirit, huh? You see how y'all like dumb to me now? Y'all do too much. Meaning y'all too lost in conspiracy and dumb shit. That y'all make simple things that's already easy to grasp dumb for yourself. Like, y'all change the context of things and then get dumbed out. He laughing because he get my point now. Like, oh yeah, he right. We be tearing shit down, changing the context of niggas' words so we can like straight people away to the point we dumb our own self down and forget when he said it, it was simple. A simple answer to a question. Just like the whole buy-in land frenzy. A simple answer to a question. then y'all make that shit retarded after that. But in regards to the end of life and a transition, life, death, birth, every aspect of existence you know is the whole life. So the life you living in, whatever you view as death, is the same. Just like you wake every day and you go to sleep by night. And those small deaths make up for the whole death, and all the days you have that you awake, that make up for the whole life. So all your days make for your whole physical life. All your unconsciousness make for your whole death. But you get it in portions day by day. And all is just transition. Day by day. There ain't nothing but a day. But man think he got like a number of time or something like. But man just got a day. He stretched that day out by stealing other people's days. That's called eating. Y'all kill life, eat it, and then y'all get yourselves more days like that. But y'all just call it eating. It's not that deep. It's not even murder. Y'all don't even ask for forgiveness after eating. Y'all be like, thank you, God. This is the devil that y'all worship. Y'all be like, thank you, devil, for this food I'm eating. Like it ain't death. But it's like I said, y'all worship, evil. So, what do you expect? He said it's because I come from a Christian background, so a lot of your videos I try to make sense of it with what I was raised on. No, that makes sense. He said you sound like you're trying to sound smart. No, what he said makes sense. It sound like exactly what I be telling y'all. Y'all be trying to like, if you a Christian, you don't want to acknowledge that you worship the devil. You don't want to acknowledge your ways. So you get it, it just become that. But if most of y'all that's Christians just lived on truth and acknowledge like, yeah, everything he said is the truth, then you get my point. Everything I already said, y'all be geniuses all and it's that. Y'all too lost on lies still. Y'all want the lie to make sense, but y'all can't live out the lie, so then you be like stuck, I guess. I don't know. Christian just got to evolve from belief to know, but they don't understand that belief ain't nothing but an extension of lies. So the belief is the truth to them. They forget like belief ain't got nothing to do with truth. You got lie, belief, and truth. Three separate things. Belief is dependent on lie. That's how you get belief. Somebody tell a lie, then a nigga believe it. And the truth is just its own thing. It's always present, meaning whatever's the truth, you don't have to wait for it to be. It's always the truth. It was the truth before you came upon it, and it's going to be that after. You get it? We speaking of spoken word. A lie is something somebody say, and the truth is the same thing, something somebody say. But some people just act like they dumb and go with the lie, fully knowing the truth that they heard, but maybe they don't like the person. Maybe this petty thing, that petty thing. Their low vibrations is going to do all the work it need to do to keep them from that truth. But they're fully aware, meaning ain't no Christian dumb. They all fully aware, like, no, he right. But they figure out a way to play dumb with themselves. I guess they think they playing dumb with me. I don't know. I don't get it. But it's all simple. Henry the Real said, why does bringing someone into your space or bubble mess up your dream? It's the same with your life. If you bring the wrong person in your life, they could ruin your whole life. You bring the right person in their life, they can actually upgrade your life and vice versa. So that's always no matter what the situation is. Who you have in your space is important. I've been on here way too long. But this is good though. Being as though I don't come every day. But yeah, life is simple, you know. It's all about accepting truth. And I guess everybody just struggles there where they want things to be how they want it to be. So, then you get my point? And just make things longer than it need be. But if you a Christian, you already know what you are. You just something that's a part of something that's beyond you and just using you for something beyond you that you're not aware of yet. But you are aware, like I'm just a Christian in limbo. Like I just go to church every day. Every week. It's the same shit. I'm not really learning nothing. And if I ask questions too deep, I'ma get avoided. And y'all kind of know, like, this ain't right. But you familiar with it. And you made little buddies there, whatever the case may be, and you get it. Maybe your life is somewhat, it's threaded into your life somewhat, meaning the church and the people. In regards to God and all that, Christian don't got no relationship with God. Talking about a beat up man on the cross. You get my point? And so it's just a matter of that, accepting truth and the realities of self and how weak the self is. You get my point? That's why I always say, any of y'all can come, the door's open. You can come test out if you think you're right about something. But right there, I know that y'all know y'all ain't. Like, it's just, it's like the little gang member. You tell him you need to stop being in the gang. This shit ain't good, man. You're going to get yourself killed. And he know you right. But you get my point? He young. He got whatever weaknesses in the mind and whatever weaknesses in the spirit that keep him there. And you get it, he'll evolve past it if it don't take him out at some point in his life maybe. But it's all that. Just accepting the truths of self and the reality and just being real as self about things. You get my point? There's no life in Christianity. It's just a rocking you to sleep. Just sit in church bored, have no real life, bullshit yourself away and pretend like you're doing the right thing. But you're not doing anything right or anything wrong. You're not doing anything. You're just ignoring the truth. Like, which is this shit is bullshit. They just using me for whatever they using me for. And it's the reality. Get it? There's no going around that. Ain't nobody gonna fly out the sky to save y'all or nothing. Y'all know that. Religion ain't about making things get better. It's about making people feel better about their condition. By, putting them around a bunch of other fucked up people so they could feel like I ain't that bad. See, when you go to the church is just full of ex-drug addicts, pimps, niggas lost in the street, prostitutes, shit like that. So you walk in the church, all them old ladies you see, because that's all that the church got. Just a bunch of old Haitians. I gotta mess it up. I'm sorry. Now, when you go to church, all you see is a bunch of old ass ladies and a few young ones. These young ones, you get it? They was prostituting early. But that's what church is. There's no insult to nobody. Y'all know what y'all are. Meaning, you a Christian. You know you was ex-drug addict. You know you ex-jailbird. You know you the ex some low shit. And you found your religion in your lowest moment. And you get it? You fulfilled your path of lowness, meaning you lived your low fucking life. It brought you to rock fucking bottom, and at the bottom of this rock was your God. the god of love, the devil, your religion. Then you came into that shit and it convinced you didn't have to redeem yourself or nothing. You could just pretend you're a Christian. Sound about right? Huh? Sound about right? There you go. If you a Christian, it's just you acknowledging that and understanding that there's things beyond belief. Like, no. Belief got to do with I'm bullshitting you, nigga, but just believe me anyway, please. And you get my point? And I ain't saying this as an insult. I know many Christians. They all got the same story, man. A lot of them was ex-drug addicts, things like that. And this church should be ashamed of themselves because they exploiting people's lows. Meaning they catch and scoop y'all in while y'all low. Don't forget the church is the pantry place. The church deal with rock bottom shit. They trying to scoop up. You get my point? People that have no choice and need. And you get my point? From there they lock y'all in. Try to make you feel guilty if you don't want to be a part. Because you like, I used to be a whole crackhead and the church found me. Like that. Same way like Malcolm X. He was a gang member in jail. Or a gangster in jail. Them niggas in Islam, they kind of helped him during his time in there. And now when he come out on the street, so you feel me, he feel obligated to be that. Even though there is moments he see where it's like, this ain't even right. These niggas is not right. These niggas don't live by no morals. Like that. But you overlook it. So it's just about being true to self. You can't get the truth till you true to self. You can't get the truth holding on to belief and lie. So it's all simple. Yeah, you got to know God, not believe God. If you believe God, that's a pure sign you completely disconnected from God and you hoping God real. In Christianity, Jesus, this man that's beat up with spit on his face, he y'all savior. And the real understandings, that same force that wake you up out of unconsciousness every night, that's the savior. That same force that raises up the sperm cells out of man's testicles when he orgasm, that's the savior. And y'all got this fake man character written over that, meaning God is a thing inside of y'all. That force that save y'all from unconsciousness every night, because y'all don't wake y'all damn selves up. You need consciousness to hear your alarm clock or do anything for yourself. What's giving y'all the consciousness while y'all unconscious? That part. And that a Christian praising an idol or an image. They not praising what's in they self. They wake up in the morning, they not saying thank you for saving me from this abyss. No Jesus, no Yeshua, none of those false names needed. Just the understandings of what the thing is that's being spoken about and personified. Meaning God is personified because God is within you and you a person. The only thing can be seen is your goofy ass, not the God aspect that's in you. And that God just you. This is why in ancient Hebrew, they spell God's name as YHWH. YHWH is pronounced you. Sound out the Y and the H. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sound out the W and the H. Woo, woo, woo. Merge it together like you learned in school. Yahweh. You. YHWH. It spells you, not Yahashua or no other thing y'all made up. And it's the sacred understandings. Meaning if you're a Christian and you want to learn it the accurate way, then see me for a one-on-one. Whatever fake God stuff you know, I'll teach it to you the accurate way. So, you know Jesus as your Savior, but you don't see Him or know anything beyond words, like that. I'll explain to you it in real time. You go to sleep every night you lose yourself in unconsciousness, but you have no awareness of that. Meaning every night y'all die. I don't mean like I got shot and I'm dead. I mean like every night y'all lose your whole existence. So bad y'all don't even remember y'all got kids, parents, nothing. Y'all don't remember y'all self. Y'all just gone in that abyss. Y'all so gone in it when y'all wake up, y'all don't even know what time it is. You could nod off for 15 minutes and wake up and you like, I don't, what day is it? Some of y'all done took a nap and woke up and was like, almost thought it was a whole new day and you only been asleep for 15 minutes in the same day you in. Some of y'all done woke up out of deep little quick naps and you completely lost on days, times, all of that. You like, what the fuck? You fell asleep at daylight time. An hour later, it was nighttime. You woke up in pitch black in the crib. Like, what day is it? What daytime hour? What the hell? When did I fall asleep? And you get it? It's like that. You fall into unconsciousness every night. You completely lose your whole existence. Meaning awareness that you be. And anything else that you know. And so, every day you wake up from that, but you're not doing that because you don't even know you're supposed to wake up. You don't even remember you got kids and a mother and none of that. That part. Something's giving you your conscious to raise you back out of it. Every morning you wake up. Every morning like lightning, something come and save you. But y'all have no awareness or gratitude. Y'all worship idols. That's images of people and things that y'all call God. But it ain't God. It's just an idol and an image. And God is a deep thing inside of you that you better learn to respect. Once you learn, like, shit, I ain't got no control where I end up. Y'all fall into unconsciousness, but y'all don't have no say in when y'all go or don't. Y'all just get took there. And while y'all unconscious, y'all might get brought into a dream or a nightmare, but y'all ain't got no control of how y'all got there. And when y'all wake up, it's the same. You ain't got no control. You just being brought many different places throughout the day as a soul or a mind. Meaning as a mind, you're being thrown into the darkness, unconsciousness. You might get snatched out of there and brought into some alternative reality. This is dream. Where you like, I don't know where the hell I'm at, and if I'm even here, I don't know what's going on. And then you're brought into physical awake. But you don't stay in none of the places. You ping pong out of all of them your whole life. That means you better watch your mouth and watch your thoughts, because you ain't got no control if you end up in the nightmare and how long that nightmare gonna end. You got no control if you get put in the unconscious and you don't never come out of it. You don't have no control over nothing. Man got ego. He don't get that. He think he in control. He ain't even got control if he stay awake. He don't even get control if he got a nightmare or a good dream. And he got no awareness like, oh, it's something that rule over me that could really like fuck with me if it want to. And so think on what I said. If you a Christian, a Muslim, or anything, any falsehood that you found in Babylon, don't forget what I just said about God being in you. And you get my point? It can drop your ass off anywhere it want as a mind. And that take your whole mind away. And you just be floating in the bottomless deep. That's unconsciousness. And so like I said, if you a Christian and you want to learn things accurately, see me for a one-on-one. Maybe invite me down to your church. gotta pay my traveling fees and all of that. And I'll come and give y'all a real good word on Sunday. If you somebody lost and you like kid man and you like Solace the devil, he can't go in church, he'll catch on fire. Like I said, invite me to your church. Church scared of me, not the other way around, my boy. We on God time, my nigga. I walks into any goddamn place. The place shun itself from me, not the other way around. I'm just letting you know. When I was in Texas, Red Bull brought me to a church. Like I said, the church adjusts itself to me, not me adjust myself to church. It wasn't none of that hooting and hollering, Lord Jesus, and none of that. They all knew, like, no, that's why it's Solace. I can front all I want like I'm a Christian, but I know damn well this nigga is wise as fuck. So I chilled in church for about 4-5 hours with Red Bull. I had a good time too. I like church. They just be lying in there, that's all. I want to hold you. There ain't nowhere I can't go. When you divine, you could go anywhere. Everywhere is good. Meaning wherever you go, they gonna be on their best behavior. You ain't gotta worry. They love me in church when I pull up. You feel me? Just like the hood. They love me when I pull up. Now when I leave, I don't know. It don't matter though. I ain't did it. So you gotta just vibrate in truth. You feel me? It's all simple, but you gotta know. Nobody cares what happened with Charlie Kirk because we not focused on death here. There's too much life to live. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Red Bull had a little auntie. She was deep in that church, but she was sexy for a 65-year-old. I'm like, Red Bull, hook me up with her. I ain't lying. I might have fucked around and became a Christian if she was feeling me too, but I ain't a Christian. But I'm like, damn. Bull, I know that age, boom. Let me shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, Red Bull. I ain't. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm sorry, Miss Auntie. She know though. She know I was checking. You get it? She knew I was checking out. She had green eyes, my boy. She was y'all ain't. I wish he gotta show her to y'all one day. Red Bull and Blue Bull, they got some beautiful family members. They old though, but they look good. Well, Red Bull and Blue Bull, they look good for their age too. I'm not sure if y'all know who I'm talking about, but Red Bull about 60. Most of y'all will say, oh, hell no, I didn't think that. Yeah, Red Bull and Blue Bull, they about 60 now, probably. So the auntie had to be about 78. I swear she was looking right, man. Like, I was like, God damn, she looked better than the 40-year-old chicks. What the... Like, her body and everything was on point. I'm like, how is she 75 and she looked better than the regular chicks with the BBLs? Yeah, Red Bull like 60. That's why when I was doing that one-on-one video in Texas and y'all was making fun of the young guy, Octavio, and y'all was like, me and Red Bull gonna get him, like rob him. That's why I was laughing at y'all. I'm like, Red Bull like 50-something years old. He a truck driver. His wife is the principal. And I'm the wise servant. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We worrying about him to make sure he right. We old, my nigga. We ain't... Niggas ain't got no weird shit going on over here. It's like I told y'all, I'm almost 50, man. You got to get real. A lot of people I know, they pushing like 60 now, close to it. You know, I got friends that's like 55. Maybe when I was 20, they was about 30. They used to give me jewels and shit here and there, you know, and now they about 55, and you get it. But whoever you see me with, they good people. I don't flip-flop like that. Like, That's why I say don't be shallow minded. You get my point? Kind of learn people before you know them in your own head because you say you know them. And that most of y'all have probably looked at Red Bull like, damn, I thought he was a young cat. Nah, he like y'all elder, like on a real level. Like a lot older than y'all. And you get my point? He's soft spoken and he he a gentle person, but y'all have the wrong perspective of people, so you get my point? Y'all don't be treating people the right way, because y'all kind of know them before y'all do. You said, I remember them from 2020. Yeah, but it wasn't that far ago. It was like 2 years ago. Like the end of 2022. Because in 2020, that's that COVID shit. But I did go see him down on that land, so it was another time you might be talking about. Flip Cool said, I'm 39. It's not how it was in my 20s or early 30s. Yeah, it gets strange if you don't, It's gonna get as weird as you allow it to get, but it's like I said. It starts with truth with self. And just, growing to be strong, independent on your own mind and your own thoughts, and knowing like your decisions are best for you, knowing that you pure in heart and you pure in mind, and whatever decisions you making, you get it? They good. Even if they don't work, they still good, because it's yours. And just growing into that security of self. Call it a confidence. Because right now, y'all dependent on religions and Babylon and the system and all these other things to kind of take care of y'all and save y'all. And it's not about that, man. It's about everybody growing to be the equivalent of God. So you could blend. It's not about you being God's little baby. It's about you evolving to be of equal merit of God. And God gonna carry you until you can, stand on your own too. That footprints in the sand thing. You look at it like that. God gonna carry you through this whole life, but hopefully at some point you start to measure up to what God is. That way you can be, of service. A lot of people need to be carried. So maybe you take some of that load. You follow? It's not about you replacing God. It's about you understanding God is within you. And you need to draw into that greatness or that divinity within self. Right now, y'all in the darkness of self, but you get my point? Y'all have a higher self, meaning a better version of yourself that you can be. And that version of yourself is your connection to the God within you. But most people don't ever evolve into the best version of themselves. The perfected version of themselves. And so you get it? It's just about, slowly learning and grasping a lot of these things that I say. It's not about extremes and having all these rules and all these dumb things. It's about understanding if you don't do right, then you just sin against yourself because you're going to have to deal with whatever the repercussions is. And you get it? The severity can be one extreme to the next. You get my point? It's like a female, oh man, you have a baby too young. It's no rule that you're going to get in trouble, but you're just going to have to bear that burden now, And can't nobody save you from your own mistakes or your own shortcomings or early doings or anything you could think of. But you have to bear the burden of the decisions and things you make. And it's about that. Y'all evolving into that maturity and that type of understanding. Because right now y'all view it like if I do something wrong, and you get it? Almost the way y'all be trying to like convince other people it's not your fault. Your life is your life. And whatever anybody did to fuck it up, well, you have to evolve to where you don't allow it. And it's not never an excuse for you. There's just your life and the right things that need to be in it. And if you allow the wrong things to be in it, or you allow yourself to go the wrong way, then you have to just deal with the repercussions of the decision. And you get my point? Just slowly evolve out of the being dependent in any way. This has nothing to do with like money and stuff. We speaking like thought, emotions, confidence. Looking for somebody to, make you assured of what you think, and growing into self, and just knowing like, if I do what I'm supposed to do, everything gonna be what it's supposed to be. And if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I have to just deal with the repercussions. It's just like money. We go clubbing, we buy this thing, that thing, and we feed our desires. But if we all just did what we were supposed to do with our money, then we all be wherever we want to be truly. And that's everybody. Care who you name. There's something they spent something on that could have went elsewhere to better their life in some way. I mean like that. When we start, or anybody, it's not a we thing, but every individual in regards to money, when you start putting the money into what's going to be of worth in regards to your life, then your life will be great. In the meanwhile, we have desires. Sometimes money go elsewhere, and you get my point. It's just the evolving like that. Getting to a place where you just fully understand. There's no punishment. There's no rules. There's just me flowing with nature and doing things the right way. And then there's me going against that right way. And the rough tides and hardship that come with it. But it ain't nothing to cry over. You get my point? You can always just go back into the flow. Meaning you can always just let go. And just let nature flow. And you flow with it. It's truly a simple thing, but everybody evolves in their own time. Meaning y'all will become wise when y'all shed all y'all lies. Whatever y'all hold in y'all mind, whatever ideals y'all have that's not true, well, it's the measure of your ignorance. And for every untrue thing that you hold on to, that you let go, so the wisdom within self will blossom. And those lies and falsehoods and ideals within the mind is the block of your becoming wise. Wise is just, learning from experience. Knowledge is basically a bunch of information. It don't even have to all be true. But wisdom is the sorting through the knowledge and information, taking what's true and accurate and leaving what ain't. But more than that, wisdom is just one's own experiences and them actually learning from the experience instead of getting bittered out by the experience. If you bitter by any experience, then that means the experience beats you. You have to look at life like that. If you bitter about anything, that means the experience beats your ass, and you really not built to be going through any experiences because you all broken. You gotta fix self up, and then you get it, go out with a new mindset. It's about you going through experiences and learning the lesson from them. This is you conquering the experience instead of the experience conquering you, to where you all bittered out for the rest of your life because of one moment or one time. This is where most people at. They holding on to something from their past that they bitter about, or some moment that they're bitter about. But they don't look at it like, damn, the moment beat me. I didn't beat the moment. If they viewed it that way, they probably would have beat the moment and just been like, I'm gonna learn whatever the lesson is and just move forward on the right accord. But that's all wisdom is learning from your experience and getting the most out of it. And not the anger, but you know, the important thing that got to do with self, because whatever we go through, it's usually just a little red flag or something about self that we need to be aware of. Something in self that we need to start making adjustments to or working on. And you get my point? The more we avoid that, the more we re-experience whatever it is that's a little rough. And you get it? Look at hardship as just something trying to get your attention about yourself. And until it gets your attention, then you get my point? Meaning until you notice the certain thing about yourself that ain't right, so maybe you keep going through a certain thing until you get it. There you go. Always knowing that, you know, life is in control of life and we just kind of getting brought through it. The same way we're brought through dream, awake, and unconscious. And you get my point? Just make the best of wherever you're at because you're being guided and brought through life. We try to control that, and that it make us go backwards, forwards, in all kind of ways. But just make the best of where you at and understand that God, our life, is kind of guiding you through. And some of the places you're guided through is going to be a little rough and a little bit of pressure, but this is just to make you more refined. You got to get some pressure, and then you got to get moments of relief. The pressure is to make you more hard and more, you know, brilliant. When I say brilliant, I mean like a diamond in its shine. And so just look at certain hardships. It's just you need to be a little more. It can be an error in your way or your character, or it can just be like you need to be toughened out. Meaning we have to get tough as we age and as we grow. Life is not a pity party or a baby party. It's a everybody's getting old party. And so you get it? We gotta kind of become resilient and sturdy in our ways and our nature. And pressure will do that. There you go, King Rel. Pressure make that. Pressure make things hard, sturdy, solid. And so that's all it's about. It's about y'all going from swaying from this thing to that thing and back and forth to becoming pillars in life. These is things that can't be moved. But you get it? They can become a goal, meaning the thing that you want to climb. Be higher than, greater than. And that's what it's all about. We all setting bars. You know, limits for the next generation to be stuck under. Are limits for the next generation to conquer. You get my point? Floyd Mayweather set a bar. And it's good for all the young to conquer if they can. Some won't, but you get my point. You shoot for the stars, you be somewhere in the sky. It is what it is. You follow? Like that. Become something solid that can be trustworthy. Most of y'all dishonor is a result of y'all weakness. You're not trusting yourself. You're following mind, like letting somebody rule over your mind because you want to appease them or something. If y'all take a look at yourselves and really reflect, a lot of y'all will see, yeah, my dishonor is tied into others or certain mindsets I have and things I think I need to appease that ain't even important.